Jay, can you?
Yes, I can hear you. Hello? Guessing you can't hear me. Can I hear you? I can hear you. Okay. J Love is in here. Yep, I'm here.
Jay, can you hear me?
Yep, I can hear you.
I can't hear you.
I can hear you.
Can Adam hear me?
Jay.
Can anybody hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. I hear you.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I can hear you now.
I had big money.
Okay.
What's up, Jay Love? What's
Yeah.
up, Jay?
My shit, I had to reinstall the motherfucking app, bro. That's what I had to do. I had to reinstall the fucking app because my mic wasn't working with it. You know, I don't want to have that problem.
Yeah,
so.
because I couldn't hear nobody.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is nobody in here? Did you get her the thing?
I gave her the stuff. She ain't reply yet. I can send it again. I can send it as many times you want. But did you tell her the time?
Adam, can you hear me?
2 o'clock.
Adam can hear. I'm trying to figure out is the shit live yet? Because I went live, but I don't know if it is live.
Let me go see if it's live.
Because YouTube been fucking up with that live shit. So let me go
Let me
check all of this shit and see if it's live there or if it's live here.
I don't see it. Jay.
Well, I don't see it either. That's why I was just checking with you, double checking with you, make sure, because shit might be fucked up again, and I gotta go set it up. I did tell him about.
Okay, now I got it.
What up, everybody?
What
up, everybody?
What's up?
Yeah,
Yeah,
what's up, Eddie?
We live?
What's up,
Yeah,
Ricky?
we live.
Why YouTube so late with that shit, bro?
Yeah, it's live.
Let me go situate it real quick.
We live.
Let me.
Hey, you know what we need to do, man? We need to start like earlier than 2, man. We need to start like at 1:45 into everything.
Oh, 1.
Cause this shit.
1.
But I know people would be like, hey, I talked to a couple of motherfuckers. Motherfuckers like, hey man, what time do y'all start? Y'all start between 2 o'clock.
No, look. This is the only day that we didn't start exactly at 2. We start at 2 every Sunday. We look. How about this? We gonna do a vote today. When more people get in here, we also gonna do a vote on. I'm gonna do a vote on Twitter, and then I'm gonna put a poll up on YouTube for the people that really care. They gonna vote, and we gonna see what time. So what you talking? You want 1:30?
So when I said start, I'm talking about start far as us getting all the technical stuff.
Oh,
the show officially should start at 2.
I was ready,
so we
but
should get on the...
yeah, I was ready, but Discord said something wrong with the mic. You know, because I've had to been switching between the mics and shit. But yeah, you're right, bro. I was in here 1:45 getting everything started.
I came in like at 1:50. I couldn't hear nothing or nobody.
Yeah, I had already turned my computer off because the mic wasn't working.
Yeah,
Let me get her up.
He was here a quarter of.
Super Sunday show. Episode 9, right? Yeah, we episode 9. Episode 9. Everything looks good with the tags. Let me go change this real quick. How we looking on the quality? We only got a picture up there, but I just want to know how we looking up there.
You got Joel and Ellie.
Yeah, that's Joel and Ellie.
Back to that. Yeah. So you got them back to back, which is good.
Okay, we're gonna use that until I get everything else situated. I want to send out the link to the people that need to watch, and then we'll get started on topics. I mean, we could do preview topics real quick, and that will be Adam told me about this. State of Play versus Inside Xbox. I watched both of them that day, by the way.
Me too.
I'm just gonna say one was faster than the other, and because of that, it didn't leave that bad of a taste. Even though Big Money was watching it with me at the time, and it wasn't good as far as giving it the type of gamers me and Big Money are. What we really wanted. We wanted like hardcore gameplay of the games we really wanted, and I know it's selfish, But that's what we wanted, and we didn't get that. We only got that at the very end of the show, at the last 3 minutes. The trailer for The Last of Us was 3 minutes long, so at the last 3 minutes of the show, that's when we really got it. The Death Stranding console bundle was very good. The information for the PlayStation Plus was very good. Those are like the 3 walkaway things that were very, very good. But everything else was annoying filler. It was annoying filler. If you know what filler is, it was a lot of filler, and it was very annoying because I didn't want to see that. And I knew that, of course, that's all the haters want to say. Oh, you didn't see this, you didn't show that.
Jay, do me a favor right quick. Send nobody a link again because she said she didn't get the link.
I got you.
Send her a link one more time.
I got you. I'll send her another link.
Big money. You getting that Death Stranding console?
Create an invite.
I can't hear you, bro. You like every time you sound real low, Jay. I'm sorry.
Big money. Can you hear me?
Yeah,
can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now, bro.
Yeah, you getting that Death Stranding console? Who's getting that Death Stranding bundle?
I'm getting it.
Oh, hell nah, bro.
Yeah,
I ain't
know.
getting it. That shit ugly.
You know, he a big hater for Kojima. That nigga a Kojima hater.
Bro, that shit ugly as hell, bro. I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
I'm getting that shit day one.
That shit ugly.
Yo, Jay, what bundle? What pro you got though? Don't you got a pro already?
I got the day one edition, all black, the first one.
Why did I think you had the Spider-Man? I thought you had the
Spider-Man.
Spider-Man.
I wanted to, but I was like, nah, bro. And see, look, when I get a new system, I'm gonna have to transfer all the data. It's not all about, oh shit, that shit look good. It's like, damn, I gotta go through that process of transferring all my fucking games over, bro. It's not the data. It's not the save data. It's the fucking raw downloading the games again, bro. So,
you know, JT, you need to do a video of that too to show people how to do it. Certain people don't know how to do that.
No, it's easy. Just take a US what you call it, cord and
Ethernet. Yeah, you got to put an Ethernet from one PlayStation to the other PlayStation. Right. That's the best way to transfer the games, not only the data. But to be honest, it's like sucking all the memory to one from another. You could transfer all your pictures and your videos to your new PS4. So the only thing that's a little difficult would definitely be my alternate accounts for the UK, China, and Japan, which I don't really know those emails like that. But you know, those are the only ones that would probably be difficult.
You gotta make sure you write all that down though. That's what I do. I write everything, all my emails down.
I might just make another account, bro. I mean, I got so many alternates.
Oh, yeah, you told me that.
Yeah, I got so many alternates, bro. I have like 8 different UK accounts I made since the PS3, man. Like, I dread getting a new console because of that process, bro. I dread it. And then The Last of Us is gonna have just a nice console bundle. You know, like it's gonna be a nice console bundle.
Crazy. I ain't gonna lie, man. I got my finger trigger on that Death Stranding. I'm like, damn. I really want that.
So
I'm just itching. My fingers itching, man.
Name is over here.
Hello.
We good, right? Hey, how you doing?
Hey.
I'm good. Thank you for inviting me.
No problem. Let's go get
everybody. This Snow Bunny.
Hey, Biggie.
Hey.
Hello.
What's good, Snow Bunny?
Nothing much. How are you guys today?
All right, just making some final arrangements.
You're gonna have to watch out for these guys. They ruthless. They real ruthless.
Yo, don't let this dude. Don't let me.
Got nothing to be afraid of.
You gotta get ruthless with these guys. You gotta get ruthless.
Yo, I got my finger trigger on that Death Stranding console, man. I'm really like.
Hell no. Hey, wait a minute.
No, I'm getting it too. And let me put it this way. Put it this way. When I get it, when I'm unboxing, I'm like, oh my god, maybe I really don't want this. I'm gonna. No, I'm not, because that shit come with a physical disc.
Yeah, do a giveaway for it. That's the only thing that's
what I was gonna do for the game. We could do 2 of them. That's what I wanted to talk to you about. We could do 2.
What?
Because it's coming with a game, and I'm off that day too.
Well, they said digital, no?
Nah. The bundle comes with a physical copy of Death Stranding. That's a good bundle for $400, bro. You can't beat that.
Yeah. That controller alone is like worth it. God.
Yeah,
the controller is really pretty, but the console's kind of meh to me.
I like the way how they got the Death Stranding written in the front. You
Yeah, I
seen that
do
stuff,
like
Willie?
that
How
little
they did it?
yellow.
Yeah, yellow.
Y'all think they gonna do the Last of Us like that?
Yeah, they gotta definitely have a console exclusive console bundle. We just don't know what it's gonna look like.
Yeah, that's cool.
But with it coming out so close to the Final Fantasy VII exclusive, do you think one or the other is going to get an exclusive bundle,
Yeah,
or
true.
I
both?
think both, because see,
I feel the
one,
same.
okay, they are very very close,
Like
but
2 weeks.
yeah, but they are two different types of genres of games. So, I mean, it's gonna be crazy. One's gonna kill the other. I think Last of Us will kill Final Fantasy in all due respects, as far as like
what?
popularity,
As far as sales
popularity
as
and
sales?
sales.
Popular, it was.
I don't know about that, man.
Nah, I don't
A
know.
lot
I
of
don't know.
people
One
been
of them's
waiting on
going to
that.
get shafted, but it's too soon to say which one it is yet. Because
Yeah.
the Final Fantasy one has had so much publicity and everybody's known about the release date for longer for that one. Considering The Last of Us 2 just got its release date announced.
I
Yeah.
can't believe they did it so. I can't believe they
Yeah,
did it so
pretty
close.
Yeah,
much.
you're
That's
right.
crazy.
But we gonna see, man. I mean, I believe that it's weird how this thing goes. Basically, when a game is about to go gold, that's probably the only time from all the patterns I've saw where they'll be confident enough to show off a console bundle.
Yes.
I think they should stop doing that. They should put it out a little bit earlier. So if you're confident enough to show off the collector's edition, you should be confident enough to let people know exclusive console is coming out. You know, Japan has so many exclusive consoles, and their artwork looks way better than anything we saw over here. And they always let you know when the game has got a release date. They'll let you know, hey, this is what the limited edition console is gonna look like. I think the UK and the United States need to catch up to that speed. You don't need to let people know so late, cause see, people might have other stuff planned to buy. You see what I'm saying? And that's gonna be a fucking fight right there. You know, the games are 2 weeks away, and then what? You gotta let people know a little bit later on that there's a console out, and they're basically gonna be out around the same time. That's gonna be a fight. You know,
Yeah,
not just the game's
yeah.
popularity and who buys the game more than the other. It's like who's gonna get the exclusive limited edition consoles. You know, that's something to worry about. They're so close
Now, I
together.
have one question for you. Do you think they released both of them so close together because they know, like Final Fantasy, they already know that they're going to probably get massive sales of that in Japan. But The
Mhm.
Last of Us, it might be an up in the air type of thing because it is more of a westernized game.
Yes, but also no. I don't know if it was a rhyme or reason with that because see, this is really Square Enix's game. It's not PlayStation game. Like I know that it's exclusive now, but with the pattern that Square Enix has presented to us, there's no. I didn't believe that Final Fantasy Remake was gonna stay exclusive, and I still don't because they put every Final Fantasy game on everybody's platform, including the PC. So it's only a matter of time if that's what they want to do. But they know where the popularity is. They know who really cares about Final Fantasy VII. So they did
Yeah.
the right thing. It's just like with Crash Bandicoot getting a year exclusivity. Activision did the right thing. You're gonna bring that guy back. You know where he's supposed to be. Um, but I don't know if it was a rhyme or reason. I don't know if Sony and Square Enix and Naughty Dog all sat down and say, "Hey, we're gonna do this." Nah, I don't think so. Like you said, Final Fantasy was known about for a lot longer, um, and it really was Square Enix's decision to keep it exclusive. They could have easily said it's gonna be on 3 platforms day one, um, but I think it was their decision to keep it exclusive for the popularity reason. So I don't know. It's just a wild thing when you really think about it. I don't know where Adam is, but he'll probably pop in here. He said the same thing. There's no way that game would come out in February because it'd be too close to Final Fantasy. But it did.
Wow.
You know.
Hey man, but you know what? I know we ain't done with this state of play, man. That state of play was so horrible. I can't even reach my
Look,
own
I agree it
senses
was
of how
horrible, but
horrible that
I'm
shit
glad it
was.
was over quick instead of lasting like an hour, like the Inside Xbox where it was. It wasn't. I don't know if I say it's bad, but I didn't walk away with anything with Inside
Hey,
Xbox.
man, that shit was bad. Hey, look, I'm gonna tell you like this, like even the inside Xbox was way better than that, man. I know that's saying a lot right now,
State of play.
but that man, that
What?
shit, it killed. That's for the first time it killed.
Big money. Are you
It killed.
serious?
Yeah, no,
Yeah, I'm
he's serious.
Eddie.
He's
Eddie,
serious.
I'm
That's why
serious
I'm
in the
about to grill.
motherfucker.
That's why I'm about to grill you, big
Hey,
money.
I played my
But
Xbox the whole fucking day, bro, because that shit was
Oh
terrible,
man.
man.
Come on,
to be
big
Okay,
money.
somebody
honest
delete
with
this
you,
guy. Get him out of here.
Yeah.
to be honest with you, they both were ass. I
They,
mean,
yeah, that's
Yeah.
what I'm saying. They both were ass. If one
but
was,
I mean, I mean, the only thing like I pulled out of them is that okay, PlayStation is getting better with their state of plays, but I think they're trying to cram too much in their state of plays. Like they're starting to have enough VR games or indie games to where they could separate that out from their main games
yeah,
and do like a VR state of play or indie state of play, and then their main state of plays for like their main games. Xbox, it was cringeworthy. And
yeah.
I don't
You know
care
what?
what
Hey, Snow
anybody
Bunny, did you see
says.
that first game? I'm sorry, sweetheart. I didn't mean to
Uh,
cut you off.
no,
Did you
just,
see that first game though? Did you
well,
see
which
the first
one?
game that they
You
showed
talking about the pirate
inside
one?
Xbox?
The pirate game was good.
That pirate game, that
Yeah,
looked okay. That looked like a real Kraken.
yeah. That looked real
Kraken.
good. I like that game.
I think, but the only thing I didn't like about that whole situation is that they brought on an exclusive pirate game, and they already got a pirate game. I think they realized how much Sea of Thieves have failed, and they trying to replace it with something else.
Nah, yeah. Remember
That if you
remember
you
what
know
I told
that
you about
too,
that too. You know
That
that's
game
a
not.
timed
So
exclusive.
that game was exclusive, right?
Nah, that's the time. That's coming from the PC. So that game is gonna be just like remember PUBG was 1 year, and
Yeah.
Black Desert was 1 year.
That
This,
game.
all of these games are gonna have like a 1 year type time exclusive because they're coming from the PC. They were already on the PC. They can't be exclusive. They're going to the Xbox from the PC for a whole year, then they come to PS4. We saw it so many times that's obviously what's gonna happen.
that pirate game, I don't know if that pirate game is coming to the PS4. I don't know about
You
that.
can bet some money. You
No,
want to
It
lose
might
some
be.
more
I'm
money.
not saying
I
it
heard
can't.
that
I'm
game
just
did
saying
bad
I
on
don't.
PC.
We
I
gonna
don't
lose
see
I
some
it.
heard.
more money, big money. You want to make a bet?
I
Yeah,
heard that.
I'm gonna have to bet on that then. I'm gonna have
I
to bet
heard.
on that then.
I heard that
It'll
game
come
did
out by the
bad
time
on the PC.
PS5 is out.
I heard that game did bad on the PC. That game was
What, the
that,
pirate
that game
game?
was, yeah, that's what that game was updated every time. Updating.
Well, hey, look, they're selling that to the Xbox community, hoping that the Sea of Thieves fans fall for it. They might not. I
the
mean,
only pirate game I'm looking for is Ubisoft Skull and Bones.
oh, you
I
know,
don't know where the fuck is that
yeah,
game
that's what I
at?
was wondering.
They're talking about March after March 2020. I guess they're getting it out the hell away from The Last of Us, Animal Crossing, and Final Fantasy. They push it after
Whoa,
March
whoa,
of
whoa, whoa, whoa,
2020.
whoa! They bringing it out in March 2020?
After March 2020.
Oh,
That's
okay,
what I'm
after
looking at.
March.
They can get the
written.
hell away from them.
That's worse. That's
Yeah, that's
Cyberpunk come
next
out
to
in April.
Cyberpunk, right?
That's good because you don't want to be against them big hitters like that, man.
Yeah, but
'Cause
they
them-
might as well
them
bring
guys
that out
really
in
know
June or
them.
July, because Cyberpunk comes out in April, right?
Yup.
So, and Final Fantasy is March, and
The Last of Us 2 is February.
yeah,
Final
it's a packed year.
It's
It's
a
a
package.
pack.
And it's usually the end of the year
They
that's
should've come-
packed. This time is the beginning of the year that's packed.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is crazy.
We
They
talked
should put it
about
in
this, didn't we?
January.
They've been changing that over the course of 3 or 4 years now because Sony started putting their big games in the beginning of the year, like God of War.
Days gone.
Days Gone, Bloodborne, Horizon Zero Dawn was all in the beginning of the year. They stopped putting them in the
You
holiday.
know why that is, right? You know why that is.
Because Call of
The
Duty.
reason they're doing that because America is their number one seller now. And what happens in the beginning of the year between February, January, March, and April? Income tax. They
Yep.
know that's income tax day, man. They know that's income tax time, and that's when they put those games out there.
I see that.
But you also have
Americans
to
do
look
their
at the
income
fact.
tax during that time.
But you
So,
also have to look at the fact. Usually, they only do one game
Right.
during that time of year. This year, they got what, three?
Yeah, but yeah. Final
yeah,
Fantasy,
everybody coming out. Everybody coming out in the beginning
And I
of the
mean,
year.
Cyberpunk, I really wouldn't even worry that too much about because Cyberpunk is a multi-plat,
Yeah.
whereas Final Fantasy and The Last of Us, both of those are exclusives.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
they saying, everybody's saying Cyberpunk. They're saying that it's gonna be a dud. Everybody's saying Cyberpunk is not all that. That's what I'm getting.
No,
I don't know
look,
about that.
look. Let me put it this
Yeah,
way. Let me put it this way.
They
Even
said that.
if Cyberpunk wasn't all that, just hear me out. Even if it wasn't, right? And I could agree that it might not be all that, right? I can agree that it might. That's an M, big capital M. But it doesn't matter because it's living off of the reputation of CD Projekt Red and what they produced from Witcher 3. So it will sell like it is all that, even if it might not be all that. It won't matter what people think about it. It's going to sell like it is all that because of the reputation that CD Projekt Red has after The Witcher 3.
Yep.
That's
be honest with
it's
you.
just gonna do a good job. But I mean, look, let me put it this way. I don't understand when people say, "Oh, I don't know if I could get all that shit." Look, we like 5 months away from Last of Us, 6 months away from Final Fantasy, 7 months away from fucking what is it, Cyberpunk. You could get all three. Just pay them off early.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Well,
like
the thing is everybody wants the collector's editions.
ah,
Some of them
I ain't doing that
collector's
shit.
editions are like $400 each. That's where the people who are saying I can't get it all, it's because those people want all the collector's editions.
and you know what? I'll be honest right now. The most I'm gonna do for a game is digital deluxe. That's it. That's the most.
Yeah, I can't do that.
And you want to know why?
I
Because
don't
we on the
think-
verge of next gen. Why would you buy a fucking collector's edition half the price of a new PS5 if it is like fucking $400 or $500? You spend $250 on a fucking collector's edition. That's half the price of a PS5 at this point. I wouldn't do
some
it.
Of these some of these collective editions, man, that's rent. And I ain't talking
is
about
rent.
a two apartment. I'm talking about a fucking whole. Some of these shit. Remember that jacket they had for which game was that? They had a book. I think it was Devil May Cry.
Resident Evil and Devil May Cry.
Yeah, man, that shit was like 5,000. I can't
What?
see somebody buying that shit.
He said,
And people be buying that shit, man. You can buy a house with that money, man.
Yeah, they cost more
Sometimes
than,
I don't be understanding that shit.
They cost more than what that collector's edition is going for. I think it was like 900, wasn't it?
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a big chunk of money. That was. So,
Yeah, man. Some of this shit. All praise to the people that like that shit. But when that shit start getting up to 400 or 500,
I think.
and I don't understand that shit.
But big
Sometimes I
money,
don't
listen,
understand.
big money. But look, I'm a collector, right? I got all PlayStation
You'll sell that
exclusive
shit.
collections. I got all PlayStation exclusive. I got all the collector's edition, all of them. The Last of Us right now is going for a stack. You think if I hold on to it, it's probably more later on the run.
It
That's
will
why
be,
people
yeah.
hold on to this stuff, man. Look at the collector's edition of what you call Death Stranding right now. It's right now going for 600. I got it. I already got it pre-ordered. So
You got money.
Man, let me borrow some then. Shit, let me borrow some. Shit, you got it. Let me borrow some then. Yeah.
I
He got
understand what I
more than-
mean. If you really, really want it, you're going to pre-order it and pay it off early. I do that all the time. I limit myself to 2 to 3 collector's editions a year. And I usually have them all paid off by time it comes out. Right
pretty
now, going into
Smart.
next year, I'm a huge Animal Crossing fan. I know if they come out with a collector's edition for Animal Crossing, I already know I'm switching my pre-order from the regular game to getting the collector's edition.
And you know what? It's nobody talking about that. Did you see? Now let me know if this, because I know you're a big Nintendo fan. Is that bullshit what they did with that Mario shit? That mobile Mario
Let me
game?
tell y'all something.
What happened with that?
Here's-
What's going on?
Okay.
Oh my God! Let her
Here's
tell
the
it. Let her
thing.
tell it.
Okay, they put out Mario Kart Tour. It's got like a super low Metacritic score
No, it
on
don't.
mobile,
No,
and
it
they
don't.
got it so that you could pay like $4.99 a month to
Okay,
gain all
told
this
you.
stuff while
I told
playing.
you,
Let
JT.
me go watch
I
this.
told you.
It was like
Okay.
to do with
Let me see
rubies,
this.
isn't it?
I told him
Yeah,
that.
it's something
Wait a minute,
crazy
y'all. Wait a
like
minute.
that.
That ain't it. That ain't it. Go ahead. Go ahead, Snowball.
Okay, so it's like monthly, and right now people are losing their minds about it because they're like, you're paying this gotcha system, you got to play monthly and this, that, and the other. So everybody's losing their minds over it. But sorry to tell y'all this, but that's the mobile market.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah, it is.
Wait a
exactly.
minute, Snow Bunny. But you have to. Don't you have to pay
Just
for Mario?
yeah, you
Yeah.
have
Don't you have to
Yeah.
pay to get the
That's-
character?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the thing.
So
Everybody's
you,
losing their
so
mind
let me
over it.
explain this to me because I have it on my phone. I played it waiting for the Last of Us State of Play, and I was a little disappointed because it was at the end of State of Play when I saw it. But long story short, before it happened, I didn't work that day, so I just played a little bit of that. I even put the videos up on Twitter, you know. So I got it from what I believe to be free, right? Was it free when I downloaded it?
Free to start.
Okay, and then what happened?
That's
Like
their new.
Mario-
That's
like
their
Mario
new
Bros.
terminology.
Okay, so then what happens? Because I need to know if I should delete that shit now.
but then you have to pay.
When
You
do I?
have to-
But when do I have to pay?
That part I don't know because I didn't download it. But
Okay,
they
hold on,
charge you
hold-
like $4.99 a month
Hold on, let me help myself
for you
out
to
real
get a
quick.
bunch of stuff.
Let me help
Yeah.
The
myself
only
out.
thing I don't understand is they make you pay for the character of Mario. That's
Yeah.
the part I don't understand.
Yeah, I think
They
a lot
make
of
you
things
pay
as
for the
well
character of Mario.
A lot of things that stirred up the pot for this Mario thing was that Nintendo did come out before because of they had the whole Mario Run scenario with like that's
Yeah.
kind of like the thing from this. They did mention that they were going to stop doing this or like lessen the microtransactions on these mobile games, but then they come out and do this. It was something to do with
Yeah.
that. I don't know. I don't remember the full story, but they did say that they were gonna not make it as much to do with microtransactions as it was with Mario Run. Because I remember playing
Damn,
that on
this
my
shit's sitting at a 60 on Metacritic, a user
Yeah, it's
score
low.
of 4.2.
It's cool because
It's
again,
pretty
like,
fucking
Nintendo,
bad.
Like Nintendo going into the mobile market is actually it's a smart move, but when it comes down to like what we're talking about right now, where like you have to pay for like Mario or you have to pay to like play the full game, like it's well, I mean, actually no, not to pay the full game, but like what they're doing with Mario Kart, it kind of feels like it's a bit sketchy, or you're kind of
Like I said, Snow Bunny, I know how much you love, but that is
No, let me
That's
be
kinda-
honest with you. Let me be honest with you.
yeah,
Okay, I agree with you because I only have out of all their mobile games, I only have one, and I only play it periodically, and that's
Oh.
the Animal Crossing one.
Oh.
Here's the thing about mobile games. Okay, those are not targeting us as gamers. Those are targeting the mobile space and the casuals. Okay, so when you get a gamer like us who goes and downloads it, yeah, it's absolutely atrocious to us. But you get somebody who's in the mobile market. Look at what was that game? Pokemon Go. They just announced that in August they had their best month since 2016, making like $176 million just from the mobile game. So these mobile games that they're doing, they're not targeting us. Yeah, we think they're ripoffs. They're targeting the casual market out there who loves that type of stuff.
I mean, yeah,
Who has no problem.
Yeah, I think if you look at charts as well, there's actual charts out there that actually state the fact that a lot of people play more people play mobile games than console and PC. That's actually there. Like you can actually Google this stuff and actually look, and like Bunny's saying, like, there are a lot of work people, like, that are on the trains, on the buses, that would, like, play these sort of games. Or, like, because they might want to spend, like, the money that we do on games and consoles, or, like, want to invest in that aspect of gaming. So, like, you know what, I'll just play on my phone. There's countless games on your mobile that you can play for free, or, like, in this sense, like, pay little bits of money to like enjoy this set game. you know, they make revenue.
It just feel awkward that Nintendo came out with that at this point.
Well, look. Let me put it this way: they're very
point.
cocky. This ain't gonna do nothing to them. They on top now. Let's be honest. I know people gonna hate to hear that from somebody like me. They on top. The Switch is selling like hot.
They are.
They selling like hotcakes on the Switch.
That's one thing I can say.
Pokemon about to come out. It's gonna sell like hotcakes. Zelda broke records. I mean, they on top. They could do this and do some other dumb shit and do some more dumb shit, and they still be all right. You know, because they're hardcore fans will ask mommy and daddy to support their hobby on gaming on the fucking phone. It's gonna happen.
Just put this out there, Jay. Like, out of all the consoles, like Nintendo, Sony, and Microsoft, they are the ones that are, I feel like, with them, like Nintendo, they are the most easiest to be able to tap into the mobile market because of their games, you know, in which they have on their consoles, which is, again, Mario is being one of them, Pokemon's another. So, you know, I wouldn't be surprised if down the line you saw maybe a Metroid, maybe, or like, sorry, I mean, I forgot about you had Animal Crossing, you know, but there will be other games which Nintendo will try to integrate into the mobile market because they feel like it will actually benefit them, you know, and it obviously has because people are spending money on these games.
Yep.
They are.
Oh, I just uninstalled it because I didn't know all that dumb shit.
I just found it so funny, like, if you have a game like Metroid or Super Mario come out there, it's called Super Mario something, Metroid something, and then when you get on that Metroid game and they say, well, you got to pay for Samus. Motherfucker's like, what? I got to pay for Samus?
They gave me Bowser when I started, and that nigga was slow, bro.
I mean, you also have to look at the fact that their biggest selling one was Pokemon Go and Fire Emblem. When they did that Fire Emblem mobile game, that took off. And then the Animal Crossing one it's in the middle somewhere. But then you also have to look at when they came out with they came out with one mobile game that they were charging like $9.99 for. That was a full mobile game, and it failed because people didn't want to pay that much money up front for a game.
It's weird though, isn't it? That we pay $60 for a game, but then we don't pay. It's a bit odd.
I mean, no, because like you said, it's a different market, bro. Those guys like getting everything for free on cell phones. They you know, they like that free to play. But if you tell them, hey, $9 up front, even though they're spending $90 on microtransactions, they gonna fucking get scared. You know what I'm saying? It's stupid though, right? They end up spending $90 on like microtransactions for the free to play games, but if you say $90 up front and you get the whole game, they're like, nah, I don't want to do that. It's fucking weird.
I just think it's that the people are they don't mind that part. The people like she said, the people we mind that, but when you actually to go play a game, if they just imagine if they put an Uncharted mobile game and you had to pay for the main character, that's the part that like wait a minute. That's the only part I don't mind that other part. It's just that when you have to pay for the main character that the game is named after, you be like, wait a fucking minute.
That's
Ubisoft, I mean not Ubisoft, but EA did the same thing when they had that microtransaction riddled Battlefront 2, where you had to do loot boxes to get Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the shit that people was upset about. I'm like, man, come on.
It was also a sense of like how that stacked up to actually playing the game to get set things, which should be a bit more of a priority than to tell people, hey, spend your money on this, which, you know, is that specifically, that game was a bit. That was a rough year for them, bro. Because I thought they were actually going to do something about that. You know, the play was there, the multiplayer was there, and then they throw those loot boxes, and somehow it all comes crashing down. And I'm just like, whoa, what happened, man?
Yeah. Well, Adam, you're here, and you don't have to leave up out of here.
Hi, Adam.
Hello.
Adam is the legend of all the fallen. That's what we call him. He's fallen down the steps quite a bit. That's what we call him, man.
I didn't.
We are gonna take this time, although we have a beautiful wallpaper here with Ellie and Joel. I found it on Twitter. If you need it, I've already posted it on Twitter. You can go save it. It looks like an awesome wallpaper. We are gonna share right now, so we are gonna be sharing real quick. And Adam, I'll let you take it away. Right now.
Don't you dare, bro.
Take it away, Adam.
Well, we're actually going to talk about the
We're gonna get this out the way first. We got other stuff to talk about.
Okay, yeah. We should start with this tweet. Like, this is a great. I mean, it's not that or the statement, but then again, everyone's gone to the statement in other podcasts, so I feel like that's a good statement to go off of. The Bruce Straley one.
This is the best one.
I mean, have you got the whole thing up?
Yep, got the whole thing up, ready for you. Been waiting for you.
All right. So, like, you're. Bear with me for a bit. Like, let me grab it on my thing, bro. Because, like, the delay and shit.
Get started.
It's like, god damn it. Yeah, because, like, so we all saw the statement that was made at the end of what's it called again? At the end of was it Thursday? The statement that came out saying that bear with us. We are still making it. Where is it gone again? I've got that there, bro. I've got it there. Let me just grab that statement as well, man, because I didn't think
I made sure I had this. I got it saved on my phone and some more shit. Every time people try to say that stupid shit, I got this statement.
Yeah, so let me just start with the statement. So as we all saw, like Thursday was the day of Outbreak Day. We got a bit of a celebration. We got also a lot of things that were announced. We got a theme. We got a t-shirt that was up for sale and some more things here and there. Then also, we got previews, right? Whether you read the previews or watched the previews, it was a good day, to sort of get some sort of information about what they played and what they didn't and didn't like, which the vast majority of it was very positive. Now, this all came crashing down when US Gamer, which was the one that actually broke the news, stated, obviously had an interview with Emily Schatz, which is the co-lead designer, and said that we are not focusing on multiplayer. We're focusing on single player because, we're not doing multiplayer, we're going to be focusing on single player. In which sent the whole Twitter, ecosystem into a massive frenzy. And within the, 5-6 hours, we've then got a statement from Naughty Dog, which then states, we wanted to address the multiplayer in The Last of Us Part 2. As we've stated, the single-player campaign is far and away the most ambitious project Naughty Dog ever undertaken. Likewise, as development began on the evolution of our factions mode from The Last of Us Part 1, the vision of the team grew beyond an additional mode that could be included with our enormous single-player campaign. Wanting to support both visions, we made the difficult choice that Last of Us Part 2 would not include an online mode. And then the final parts were, however, you will eventually experience the fruits of our teams, which I found funny that they said this shit, online ambition, but not as part of the Last of Us Part 2. When and where it will be realized is still to be determined, but rest assured, we are as big of fans of Faction as the rest of our community and are excited to share more when it's ready. Naughty Dog. Now, obviously, the first part is just basically, talking about it, but it's all to do with the second paragraph, which is the fact that it's not going to be a part of Last of Us Part 2. That is sure. So it's not going to be an update, and it's going to be in the game. It's going to be its own application on PlayStation 4s and PS5s. Well, PS4s hopefully, and PS5s, because we don't know what's going to be going on there. So, a lot of people, we had J-Dub, we had Jack Mood Johnny, we had BG, we had lots of different people on Twitter discussing this in their own sort of ways. And obviously the one that I went to straight away was BG, because I knew he is a big multiplayer fan for Last of Us. In that case, let's just say the guy kind of voiced his thoughts about the game in a way that like he didn't have to do. You know, he talked about, you know, basically, you know, he cursed at Naughty Dog, he called out certain devs, and to be honest, in my view, he was being toxic to a dev that, you know, haven't really done much wrong with their fan base, with, you know, with Naughty Dog, right? So I've never really seen an outcry like this from a Naughty Dog game ever, and this is technically their first strike in a sense, and fans just didn't give them any room to fucking think or address this. It just became this next thing, and obviously petitions were going up, and it just became a stupid point, really. But
you know, people think just like they think Sony is perfect. People think Naughty Dog is perfect. Me and Jake talked about this the other day, and I told him the reason they holding off that multiplayer, because y'all might be surprised, but they gonna make us pay for that fucking multiplayer. They gonna make us pay, and y'all might see the first $60 multiplayer.
do you actually think that though? I mean,
look at it. Look at this. Look, Big Money. This is the bet. This is the bet. This is the bet. Let's lay this out right now. This is a bet between me and you.
Let me take this back.
No, don't take it back. I need some money.
Listen, hey, I guarantee you it's going to cost between $40 and $60.
Okay. The bet is for $40 to $60. If that shit is $40 to $60, that's how much I'm gonna be paying. If it's fucking not, if it is free, Big Money, that's how much you gonna owe me, $40 to $50.
It's not going to be free. It's not going to be free.
We'll see. We will see.
You'll see.
Yeah, I need to Big Money, because obviously before I read the Strady thread, bro, I mean, for me, I see a lot of people thinking that it's gonna be a $60 like application, like, and it's that sense of how Sony will be able to justify that $60 price tag, in which I can say this right now, they will not, in any sense, be able to justify it.
When Call of Duty came out, they didn't justify that. I'm telling you, bro. Maybe I'm exaggerating with the 60. I'm $60. I'm fucking with JayTech with that. But I'm telling you, bro, it's going to cost something. That thing is going to cost something. I guarantee you, that multiplayer is going to cost something. They're not just going to put those multiplayer out 2-3 months later, and it's not going to cost nothing. I'm telling you what they doing.
Yeah. I mean,
I'm sorry. What you say, nobody?
Yeah.
Look in the bathroom.
I mean,
Yeah, I'm telling you, that card established itself as a $60 campaign and multiplayer, but Last of Us has not.
Look, all I'm gonna say right now, and I told Big Money this, when they support it and continue to support the multiplayer for Uncharted 4, they never charge anybody any money. They added co-op, which is a major part in Uncharted. People wanted co-op back. They had a co-op. And what was it? They had it in part 2 and 3, right? They didn't have it at launch for part 4. They added it, and when they added it, what did they do? They didn't charge, right?
Think about it.
Why do you think they will piss off people? First of all, let me just make this very clear: that don't even want to buy The Last of Us. They're probably a PC only fan or Xbox only fan, one that was bragging about Gears of War 5 just 2 weeks ago. They have no intention on actually even supporting or buying The Last of Us and do not like the franchise. I just want to get that out the way. Why would they, piss off these people that are not even going to buy it? They don't want to give them any more ammunition, Big Money, so they're not going to charge for it. You really think they're stupid enough to charge for it?
Look, let me ask you something. Listen, if they did, let's say if they did.
If they did, I'm buying that shit day one because I know it's going to be good.
Thank you. Hey, I'm going to buy it. Everybody else going to buy it.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody's trying to get this shit when they ask PlayStation gamers, this is a trap. Oh, you should be mad. You should be mad, man. Be mad with me. Be mad with me. No. No, I'm a fucking gamer, bro. It's gonna be other multiplayer experiences. It's gonna be other gaming experiences. I can't be mad in 2020, bro. It's gonna be so much good shit in 2020.
The only thing I think of is the way they worded it, which is making me thinking they're going to have it as a standalone
Oh, it's
game.
definitely a standalone, bro.
Yeah,
But
it's
I'm
just
talking
Yeah.
about the
That's the whole
multiplayer.
thing I'm going on for,
Yeah.
Bunny.
Yeah, I mean
That's the whole thing.
the way they worded it, it sounds like it's going to be a whole new
Yeah.
thing
Hold on, Snow
completely.
Bunny.
That
Somebody got echo. Where's the echo coming from, real quick?
it is an echo somewhere.
Echo,
Yeah, I think-
echo.
yeah.
So, Bunny, that's the whole reason why I'm thinking the way they
Well,
worded it.
Well, because the way they worded it is what it is. It's a stand. It is definitely a standalone game. Like it's going to be a standalone thing. Like
If you
like
have
they
a
say-
standalone game, you have to put a price behind it, man. If you have, I can't see them having a standalone game. Be like, here it goes, it's free.
that is true, big. That is true, big money. But like when it comes down to it,
That
right?
is not true. Cause look at Lost Legacy. Look at the Lost
Well, yeah,
Legacy.
that
I'm
was,
trying Lost
that was
Legacy.
supposed to be DLC, and it
Right,
turned.
but it was free.
It was
that was
it's a
free.
difference
Yeah, this is what I was
between
going
standalone and
to
DLC,
say when
That
we were
was better
discussing
DLC.
it, right? Because the thing was, originally Lost Legacy was DLC, single player DLC. When Uncharted 4 came out, they said there was going to be single player DLC. And when Lost Legacy was
They stated that. They didn't say this. Now, if they would have said that this was going to be, sorry, Adam, if they said this was going to be DLC, I would be like, okay, we good.
Yeah.
But the way they worded it, I'm
Yeah.
like, oh shit, I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
they're going to make us pay for this.
Well, no. Here's how it goes for me. So with Lost Legacy, right, it was supposed to be DLC, and then it turned out that the game itself got to a stage where it could be its own game, in which they did. Now, when it comes to Lost Legacy, they didn't have to put the multiplayer aspects and survival aspects in that game, but they did because they were like, why not? And it was still a $30 game, by the way. That was
Exactly.
8-hour game, like 9-hour game, right? On top of that, with the multiplayer, that was $30. So if they were to make us pay for this multiplayer, I would say it's going to be $30. It won't be 40, it won't be 60, it'll be 30. But I'm looking at the aspect of when Sony talked about them having to look into getting more multiplayer games, right? They want to access the multiplayer genre like they did on the PS3, because this whole generation, we've had a couple of games here and there that have had good multiplayer aspects, but the community isn't as big as other games around them. And, you know, when it comes to The Last of Us, right? If they were to go ahead and announce The Last of Us Factions, this is what this thing will be called, and they dropped it as a free-to-play title, let's just say, that would be a good marketing ploy, like a power play marketing for the PS5, but also for the PS4, because again, it's a free-to-play Last of Us multiplayer aspect, and it won't just be because again, they spoke about the ambitions of this multiplayer, and in the statement they say that it became more than just an additional mode. It became more than that. So we might be looking at a survival aspect as well as like a horde mode with the traditional things that you loved about factions in the first game. And like again, from what I've been hearing about this this multiplayer, for me it could possibly be what's it called again? It could possibly be a $30 game. Like I think I'm not taking off the the plate that they might ask us to pay for this. But if there is a shadow of like a doubt that they actually allow us to go, you know what? We're gonna give it for you free because you bought the game. I kind of feel like Naughty Dog won't be.
And that's what all I was saying to Big Money yesterday.
I don't see Naughty Dog being really fucking scummy like that. Like really scummy. Saying, look, you're gonna have to pay $60.
Would it be scummy? That would be scummy.
It would be scummy because everybody knows. They're saying it right now. What you saying? They gonna charge you money. You know that's a scummy move. Why would you say that they would do something scummy? I'm sorry, bro. It doesn't look like it's in their nature. Sorry.
Well, no, it doesn't.
It doesn't.
Okay.
I'm sorry, bro. It's not
Don't
in their
be
nature to do
surprised.
stupid shit
you
like
can,
that.
You can't trust any of these companies further than you can throw them.
Exactly. I know, and that's what I'm saying. I say it seems. Now, anything could change. This is what I want to say though. Will they charge for people that don't own the game? If they don't own The Last of Us and they want to play the multiplayer, should they be charged? Fuck yes. Right. Those individuals should be charged. The people that paid $60 for the game.
You know what? When I came to think about it, Jay, if they charge for DLC, why fuck not charge for this? Am I right? They charge for DLC. Now tell me, how many times have you played a game and you
what kind of DLC we talking about?
You said to yourself, "Oh my God, this could have been in the game."
What kind of DLC are we talking about?
DLC is nothing but the game that they cut off from the main game. That's all it is. That's all DLC is.
What DLC are we talking about here? We talking about like Left Behind?
Yeah, what DLC?
All the DLC that ever was on PlayStation. All this DLC that ever was.
All right. So you're talking about like every.
Come check this out, Adam. If anybody can remember when DLC first started off, when they first start charging up the DLC, remember how pissed off people was? You know what DLC was. All DLC was a part of the main campaign that they said somebody came up with at one of these companies and said, you know what? If we cut this off from the game, we can charge them $15.
Yeah, I mean
that's all that shit is.
Just to point out, somebody JDAWG mentioned something which that is true. Lost Legacy was free to the people that bought the deluxe edition or the Explorers Pack for Uncharted 4.
Exactly. Don't you ever think you're gonna pay $60 and they're gonna give you another part of the game that's free?
No. But the game was big enough. But the game was big enough to charge you that. It was $40, and it was worth $40. Actually, the game was worth $60. The game was worth more than some of these campaigns you playing right now on the Xperia brand. It was way more than that, yo.
Can I just point out
Jay, right about that, but Jay, but who could determine most of the time that most games that's $40 that's worth $60? You know how many games I done played that was $60 that was worth $20? Like it's determined on who the person is for real.
Right. Well, I mean, the whole justification of what a $60 game is and what a $30 game is. Again, they vary in a sense, don't they? We all know this. But
I know that. I'm just explaining it to y'all. Yeah. If we can pay for DLC, what's the reason why we can't pay for this? How many times have you paid for you pay $60? Listen, you pay $60 for a game. They came out with a DLC that looked good to you that you paid $15, $20 for. I did it since the game has began.
Just to
why people would get upset if they charge this.
Yeah, I mean, here's the thing, Big Money. When it came to Lost Legacy, right? Like I just mentioned about how they gave it to people for free aboard Deluxe and the Explorer Pack, right? They could have like told them, listen, you got to buy Lost Legacy. They could have completely scrapped that whole narrative, but they didn't. Yep. They still gave that, Lost Legacy for free to the people that still have it.
And that's, look, Big Money, that's also what I want to tell you. When they gave it to you for free, bro, I also, because they said if you pre-order Lost Legacy, you get Jak and Daxter, the first one,
for free.
I remember that. You know I got Lost Legacy and Jak and Daxter for free? I got both. I got both for free, bro. Look, I'm gonna put it as this way. They see everything going on. Hold on, Adam. They see everything going on. I guarantee you, the people that brought this fucking game day one, bro, those are the motherfuckers that are gonna be able to play The Last of Us multiplayer for free. Now listen to this. It does sound good that the people that clearly didn't have faith in Naughty Dog at all, the ones literally only looking for Last of Us for multiplayer and did not really care about the story. Yes, if they want to charge them for a standalone multiplayer, hell yeah. Hell yeah. Do it.
They will. We don't know.
Do you think they should get the fucking multiplayer for free? And the people that fucking paid for the fucking game have to pay for it? That don't sound right.
Nope.
Yeah,
it don't sound right.
Again, I mean, how like, when was the last time, like from Uncharted 4, when was the last time we got a multiplayer game or multiplayer section of a game
that you had to pay for?
Well, no, just in general. Like, you know, I think if we're talking like DLC, it would have been like Spider-Man and like Horizon, right? But like, if we look at the games that we've been getting for the past 3 years, they've all been single-player narratives, no multiplayer value attached to them. You know, and no one really bickered about it. You know, I told the story yesterday about BioShock Infinite, right? When that game came out, BioShock 2 had a multiplayer, but when BioShock 3 came out, no one talked about the multiplayer, why there wasn't a multiplayer for that game. Because BioShock, again, was an idea that was developed on the premise of a story narrative. Same for this game. When it comes to Last of Us, when they were, Naughty Dog were creating this idea, they weren't thinking we're developing this game for the multiplayer the premise. No, they were talking about the story in which they wanted to tell us as gamers. And when it came out, right, no one knew about the multiplayer, mode factions until 2 weeks before the game actually came out. It was a hidden thing. They kept that shit hush. And when it did come out, and obviously we played single player, and then we went to multiplayer, everyone started to realize, holy shit, this multiplayer is actually really good. Like, holy crap. Like, they actually did a really good job of this. And that is one of the reasons why that game did get 10s, yes. But if you were to put on a percentage, it's what? 20% out of the 80% that's already on the single player? You know, it is that point. Naughty Dog didn't make this game. They made that.
I'm sorry, I didn't
thingy.
But Eddie was trying to say something to.
Yeah, go ahead.
Jay. What you were saying, Eddie?
Whatever. Is he muted?
Oh, Sick wanted to get in. He said Sick wanted to get in. Send Sick
Sick right there.
I thought Sick.
He just joined it.
To be completely honest with you, I didn't even know the first one had multiplayer in it.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, but see, that's the thing. Adam was saying talk about the history, and he's very right. Even the reviewers didn't know. Not only the players, but the reviewers that reviewed the game didn't even know that it had multiplayer when they got their copies. So
they knew about it at a preview event before they got the reviews.
Yeah, but a lot of them didn't review the game based off of that. They didn't really it wasn't.
And just to add on to this as well, a lot of people are looking at the factors of last year at E3. Anthony Newman stated in an interview, as well on stage at the E3 Coliseum panel, that there will be multiplayer and Factions is making a return. The thing is, when it comes to game development, a lot of things can change within a year. And this is over a year. It's like a year and 2 months. A lot of things can change. And that is the sense of multiplayer. Now, like I said, I don't see this in any way being a bad thing, because it's clear that both things are ambitious. Very ambitious.
It looks like the multiplayer on the Last of Us is getting bigger than people expected. I think that's what's going down, yo. I think this shit is bigger than Halo multiplayer. I think it's bigger than Gears. For what it is, we got more people. I could always find people online playing this multiplayer. There's never a dull moment on the multiplayer Last of Us.
Like people talk about I wouldn't pay this amount of money for a standalone multiplayer, but yet I'm looking at Gears right now. They have raised the price on their microtransaction currency, and all these bits and bobs, and it's just yet you would buy that stuff,
right?
And I'm like,
Jay, did you send that to Sick Humor?
Yes, I sent them the link.
I ain't gonna put that Last of Us multiplayer. I seen Jay on it live. It's just epic. That Last of Us multiplayer is fucking epic.
Once you dive into it, it's a little it's a little messed up with when it comes to some of the stuff that they do.
I just don't see any of this being a bad thing at all. You're getting the multiplayer at some stage, right? It's like Rockstar.
I think it ain't. I think it's not a bad thing, Adam. I think it's that people hate the way they communicated it to their fans.
Let me rephrase this, right? Hearing the single player is very ambitious, as well as the multiplayer. For me, excites me because I like the single player for what it was. but then I was also caught off guard, like everyone else, that the multiplayer was so good.
Yeah.
So when
Facts.
I hear that, I'm like, it's sense, right? When I played Last of Us Part 2 and I've completed it, right, and I've enjoyed that, I'm gonna have that period where, like, I'm not gonna be playing that game. I'm gonna be playing Cyberpunk or whatever else. But then when that single multiplayer comes back, it's going to reinvigorate that fan base that loved the single player into that multiplayer. And that's a good, in some way, that is a good way for Sony to do that, because it is that sense of you're basically injecting that fan base back into it.
What's good, man? What's good, Sick?
What's going on, man?
Yo, I'm good. I'm
Hello,
good.
Sick.
Hey, what's
Yeah,
up?
I'll be back in a bit. You guys talk. I'm just gonna,
Yeah. Just to let you know, I was already in the thing. I just wanted to ask because I don't know how you set your podcast up. I
Oh
don't just
no,
wanna
man.
jump in like that.
You got
I don't
room.
want to just jump in like that.
All
So,
right.
you know, that's why I asked before I just came in.
Oh, so that's
Yeah.
cool.
Yo, Sick. What's good?
You
with you,
good,
man?
man.
How you
Hey,
feel about what's going
I
on?
saw
with
that
you,
shit
man?
when y'all you had to get off the other day because that shit was heated up over there over this whole
Yeah,
discussion.
well, OBJ. Yeah, OBJ.
Oh
was
no
going crazy.
no. That's not why I got off. That's not why I got
Well,
off.
he had to go to work.
Nah, you had work, man. Didn't you have work?
You had to go to work.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to go to work. No.
It's real.
Y'all know I'm not running away from no confrontation, man. No.
Yeah.
No, but
I
you know,
was like wondering what were y'all talking about. Sick will never back down.
Never.
It had to be a
I know he had to go to
reason.
work. No, I was just saying I know it was real heated over there with the conversation they was having.
Yeah, and I was in it. I was in the heat of it too with OBJ going in. I was like,
You know why?
yo.
You know why? OBJ is really passionate about The Last of Us, man. Like that's literally his favorite game, and I know this for a fact. You know what I mean? But basically, what I was telling him is that I get it, I understand. You want the company to be transparent and all of that good stuff, right? But people jump to outrage instead of letting them confirm. That's all I was saying. Let Sony confirm what you heard from this third-party source before you jump out the window, because we've seen time and time again where media outlets, they basically twist and turn things to fit to fit a certain narrative. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not telling people not to be mad. Sure, be mad, bro. Like I don't play the multiplayer like that, but I'm not gonna say people shouldn't be mad if that's what they do play, because I know a lot of people who do play it. What I'm saying is, how many times have we got outraged and for nothing? And what I was saying is, people think that their outrage got them to make The Last of Us multiplayer. No, it didn't. Your outrage did nothing. They were already hiring people for the multiplayer. They just weren't ready to show it. You know what I mean?
Facts.
So it's more or less like when I got a rollout, I want to roll this shit out the way I want to roll this out. Right now, I want to focus on the story, and then we'll focus on the multiplayer afterwards. But they wanted to get people acclimated and up to date with what was going on with the story. You know what I mean? And to be honest with you, I was like a little kid in the candy store, nigga. I loved every minute of what I saw, nigga. Fuck what them niggas talking about.
But look, this is what I want to say, man. As a fan, as a gamer, I'm always called fanboy more. People tell me all this shit like the company doesn't care about you or all of that other shit. But it's weird, and it's very hypocritical for people to think that this company owes you any explanation at all. You see what I'm saying? You had not brought the game at the point when they made this decision, and it's not like it's half of the game. They said that the story's going to be so big that it needs 2 discs. If the story's that big, and I tell people this all the time for the last week now, if it's that big and they would have added the multiplayer would not have been that good because it's not ready yet. And this is what I don't understand. Do people want something that's unfinished and rushed out, or do you want something that that's gonna be delayed? That's what you're looking at if you're getting the multiplayer. Is either ship it right now and it's clearly not ready, or ship it in June or July and then you're gonna be mad that it's not coming out soon enough.
Just to say, Jay, man, I feel like it's more on the premise of if it was to be coming out, that game would not be just a 1 and 2 disc. That might possibly be a 3
disc game, yep. And then you would have bitched about that. So I mean, come on.
Well, let me ask Six. Do you think when the multiplayer do come out, you think it's gonna be free? You think it's just gonna be an add-on? The way they worded it, because I'm looking at the way they worded it, and the way they worded it is that somebody gonna have to pay something.
No,
You
no,
think
for
it's gonna
sure,
be
for
free?
sure. No, it's not gonna be free. Lost Legacy wasn't free. First Light wasn't
Uh,
free. This stuff isn't going to be free to the people
uh,
who do indeed purchase. These different types of packages from this company. So if you probably bought the Ellie edition of the collector's edition or whatever, then more than
mm,
likely they're going to give you that particular thing for free.
Yeah, that's true.
Makes
Actually.
sense.
okay,
Makes
there
sense.
you go.
Makes sense.
There you
They
go.
could
But
add,
There
yeah,
you go.
they could add like a code within those
Yeah,
editions.
weren't we just talking about this, Adam? Like there was a special version of The
Well,
Last
yeah,
of
I
Us,
mean,
and
there are
not
things
not
that
The
I
Last
get
of Us,
wrong.
Uncharted 4. And if you got that
Like, for
special
instance,
version,
like I'm saying, like the cover, right, of the game, the single, the actual game, standard game, is not finalized. A lot of things in this game are not finalized yet, so they could technically, like Sikuma said,
Oh
they
shit! I'll be
could
right back.
add a code or something in which basically says, listen, you'll get the game, you'll get the multiplayer for free. Whereas people, I feel like, my bet is that it will be a $30 thing. I don't think it'll be a $60. I think it'll be a $30 thing. I don't see them doing a full price game. I'm sorry, I don't see that happening. A $30 game will be enough, and people will buy it because I thought that's an okay price.
Well, they've already established The Last of Us multiplayer as generally one of the best multi.
Yes. Yeah,
Again,
yeah,
even to this day, there's over 75,000 people that are still playing that multiplayer, right? So, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't look at this like this was just a small thing, right? So I completely understand why people would be upset, why people would be mad that at the simple thought that this mode won't be included, right? Because if you like, and this was one of the examples that I use, right? If you go to McDonald's, right, and you love ordering that number one, right, and you love the full package of what you get with that number one, if you go back to McDonald's, order a number one, and they give you everything but the fries, you're gonna be pissed.
Yeah,
You're not gonna feel like you need to pay the same amount for that combo because now it doesn't include the fries. That's how people feel. Who they become used to the fact that The Last of Us came with the multiplayer, right?
Yeah.
So, and I think it doesn't hit me the same way because I don't care about it. But let's reverse the roles for a second, right? Let's say the multiplayer of Last of Us was coming, but they say you had to buy the single player extra. I would be pissed. I would lose my fucking mind. That's the reason why I'm not mad at the people who are mad, but I understand that they claim that they have a bigger vision for the multiplayer, right? Yeah. So since they've said we have a bigger vision, then I look at it in the sense of this. They've already confirmed that they have a huge vision for the single player. It's already going to be 2 discs, which means off rip, you looking at about 100 gigabytes worth of data, which means that they have really put effort into the campaign. But I still believe to anybody who invests in this game, even if you don't buy the crazy version of it, you should still have access to whatever that multiplayer mode is because you set the standard that Last of Us comes with a multiplayer.
Yeah, well, the thing is, we don't know anything about this, do we? I mean, anything could happen within the span of these next 5 months, right? Yeah. And Neil did mention that in the behind the demo or inside the demo video that they put up on Thursday, I think it was, that he's going to be showing more over the gradually over the coming months, which to me, I don't need to see any more of this game. But if within those months he talks about the multiplayer, which I think will be a premise in which they go on, for me, it's fine. I mean, there's a lot of things within, like, I think about when it comes to this. A lot, like, for instance, someone told me, why do they not delay the game to, like, May? And I'm one of those people, yes. But with the launch of PS5, I feel like Sony wanted to bring this game out early so that they can so that they could use their focus on that game, and then later focus on the PS5, which will then be their next main priority. And for me, I agree. If that is the case for them, I agree on their decisions on what they've done. And if it means that, maybe they had to clip the multiplayer from set game, it is a bit of a hard pill to swallow, or a tough pill to swallow. But at the same time, they only want to make sure that they are on a good road for what they want to talk about. I mean, what's going to Kuma? When you talked about like people being pissed off with this news, one thing I want to ask is, do you think the people that are annoyed or pissed off, do you think that they have the right to? I mean, I've been on Reddit as well as Twitter, and do you think that people shouldn't have took the stance of calling out devs, making a sense of toxic behavior to get what they want? Do you think that's a good way of going about it, or do you think they should have been a bit more respectable with Naughty Dog and sort of basically just not be toxic to them? Because for me, I feel like a lot of people should have went about this news a bit differently, because I saw a lot of toxic shit on Reddit because I was looking at their one. I'm sorry, I was looking at Naughty Dog's Reddit. I was looking at Infinity Ward's Reddit because of the whole exclusive year survival mode. And I can tell you right now, there was some major fucking shit going on there. And I did not agree with any of that. Like, these people are human beings, man. They're spending so many hours making these games, and yet people feel the need to go and tell them, go fuck yourself, go hang yourself, or some shit like that. It's like, whoa, like, hey, whoa, hold the hell up. Like,
well, let me put something into perspective for you, right? I agree. The way people went about it was kind of, niggas want to see the world burn, right? Like, that's just what it is.
Yeah.
I'm 33, right? Of course, that might be younger than that might be younger than others. That might be older than others, right? But if I have a problem with what a company is doing, then you know what I would do? Instead of acting like a kid, instead of raging, and you're not doing it for entertainment, you're doing it just because you want to see the world burn. Me personally, I just wouldn't support it. At this point, you got to remember, you are the boss. As a consumer, you are the boss. You are the one who dictates whether what that person created is worth it or not. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So yes, I do feel like people have the right to voice their opinions. The way you do it is something totally different. With me, if I don't like the service that I received at a restaurant, instead of going to Yelp and trying to hurt the business, I just don't give them my business. I don't give a damn about Yelp. I don't care about Metacritic. I don't care about any of that, because I used to look at stuff like that, and then I would go and try the food, and it's a totally different story. So yeah, maybe you had an experience that day, but that doesn't determine how, a product is going down the line. Again, do I think people are going about it the wrong way? Sure. Do I like Sony as a company? Yes. Do people think I'm biased because of that fact? Sure. Am I biased because of that fact? A little, but I will never let that cloud my judgment when it comes to something that I feel is, bad to me as a consumer, right? So for the people who do feel a certain way about it, right? To the people who do feel like, they deserve to get Last of Us multiplayer with the game, hey man, I'm all with them. Do I believe they should go out there with pitchforks? No. Do I think they should have allowed them the time to respond? Sure. Do I think their outrage did anything? No. Because a company does not hire people to just have them sit around. And I kept telling people, even before Naughty Dog responded, they're hiring. Naughty Dog Jobs even put up their post again.
It's like a week ago that it was a week ago they had two. I saw on Indeed on the Thursday a week ago they posted up programmer, I think designer for multiplayer, which said Last of Us Part 2.
Right, and they changed it.
Yeah.
That has changed. Because on my first stream, I saw the Last of Us Part 2 multiplayer. And then when I went back to that job post, it simply says Naughty Dog and multiplayer and yada yada yada.
Yeah, that's because that they stated within the statement that it's not going to be part of Last of Us Part 2.
Correct.
So it's going to be its own application or its own entity, which,
And you know, I guess at the end of the day, I just can't tell people how to react, right?
Well, no, you can't. I mean, the thing is, what you just said, everything you just said there, for me, right, that's the right way of going about it in every retrospect. You know, if you don't like something, you don't give them your business. And, like, I saw that on Twitter. A lot of people said that they're canceling their pre-orders. And, you know, on the side, I see Jay Dub, you know, basically tweeting saying so have you done it? It's like, no, because you're not going to get rid of that.
Oh yeah.
Let's be honest. Can we?
That's
I'm
crazy.
sorry, Snow Bunny. Go ahead.
I was gonna say that's absolutely right. I mean, everybody being crying about everything, but yet when you say, well, if you don't like it, don't purchase the product, don't support the developer,
Correct.
and stop doing all this different stuff. They're like, well, I'm not gonna miss the game of the year.
Exactly.
If you're if you are that addicted to the gaming company and the game, and you're out here signing petitions and everything, saying how much you hate it, but you're still buying the game, you're sending the wrong message right there.
That's
Yeah, exactly.
that's.
Can I say?
I got on that Scumcast podcast, and that's basically what I was trying to say. I'm not as good with my words as somebody like Sick Humor, but shut up, Adam. But like I was saying,
JTech,
huh?
can I say something? They just say that Last of Us 2 is breaking records right now.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's definitely
No,
like
sick,
yeah, sure.
nobody read that. Yeah, they pre-order numbers.
No. I did, but
Pre-order numbers.
that type of stuff I don't really report on. Like, you never really hear me talking about MPDs or anything like that, unless I want to poke
That's
fun.
true.
That's it. I don't really do it just because I genuinely don't care, dog. I ain't gonna.
Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah,
I mean, I just saw somebody talk about like IW and Activision, the deal that happened with that, right? So a lot of people thought Spec Ops mode, the actual mode itself, was the thing that we were getting for a whole year, and it turns out that's not the case. It was the survival horde mode that was actually on MW3, which is obviously returning this time around, that we're getting for a year. Now, when it comes down to this, IW have nothing to do with this fucking deal. It's all to do with Activision and PlayStation. And when it comes to, like, the sense of it, Activision offered this deal to Sony, right? They're going to take that deal. They are going to take that deal because they are going to make sure, in that sense, that people are going to play that game on their platform over others. So it's a lot of people, from what I've seen within the industry, if you want to voice your thoughts on, like, that deal, you look at Activision, and a lot of people have to look at Activision because we all know what they're like. We all know what.
But Adam, just to correct you a little bit,
yeah, go ahead, man.
we know why this deal went the way it went. We know why that Spec Ops version is the way it is. Xbox niggas got their way for the crossplay shit, and in order for Activision to honor their deal with the money that Sony paid them, they had to give them something that would add value. This is all about value generation, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
They don't have to come out and say it for me to know. I know. You know what I mean? Like, it just makes too much sense. And the thing is, y'all cried about crossplay. Now y'all got crossplay.
There you go.
Now you lost Survivor. You can't get it. You can't have it all your way. So, and this is what I keep telling people: Nintendo is not here to make sure that Sony is around. Sony is not here to make sure Xbox is around. Xbox and Sony is not here to make sure Nintendo stay up. You know what I mean? Like, for some reason, that narrative has become a thing now, where they really think that we're all one community. We're not.
But sick, where did that come from? Where did that come from, though?
I don't know.
Where did that come from?
I don't know, man.
It came from your great guys at Xbox. They put out this narrative that we're all one community, but you got to realize you still have to respect the business side of it. Even as a consumer, you have to respect. You have to respect.
They ain't act
the
like
business
that
side.
last gen. That's all I'm gonna say. I was here last gen. They ain't act like that. Nah.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
They was not trying to touch. They wasn't trying to touch Sony's hand last gen. They weren't even trying to fucking give them any respect. Man, they went at Sony's throat so hard last gen, bro. It's fucking crazy how they acting right now.
No, and that's why I just laugh at niggas when they be like, man, this is anti-consumer. No, it's anti-you and it's anti-Xbox.
Well, where were these people?
It is not anti-consumer.
Where were these people when, you know, they were getting all the Call of Duty content before PlayStation won?
Do you remember GTA 4? Do y'all remember 14 months
I remember.
later?
I
We
remember
got
that.
the Ballad of Gay Tony.
Jay, can you hear me?
The Lost and the Dam. Yep.
Yeah, okay.
I
No,
can.
what about Mass Effect? You know, you're talking about those, bro. Like, what about Bioshock? And then also Mass Effect 2. We didn't get that on Lost, did we?
Dude, Dragon Age Inquisition.
Oh.
Okay. Let's have this conversation right now.
Bioshock.
What would you rather? And I want everybody's answer. Snow Bunny, Big Money. I want all y'all answers. What would you rather? Not have access to a game at all? Or have access to the game and then be restricted from maybe possibly a mode that you may never touch?
Oh, hell no. Oh.
Okay, wait a minute.
Yeah, that's
Repeat
a
the
hard-ass
question,
question.
please.
Right.
Yeah,
What would you rather? What would you rather? Would you rather not have access to a game at all, period? Or you do get access to that game at the same time as everybody else, you're just restricted from a mode that you may never play for a
I'll take the game.
exactly
I'll take the
anybody
game
with
and
common
not
sense
have
would.
it and not have the mode that I may never play. Because if it's a mode I may never play, the rest of the game is there for me.
Exactly.
Yeah, pretty much.
But they're trying to convince you, oh, well, I'm paying the same amount of money, I should get the same amount of content. I'm sorry, but unfortunately, life does not work the way you want it to work all the time.
There you
And
go.
as a business, because you say it's anti-consumer, right? If you're an Xbox fan or a PC fan, you say it's anti-consumer. But me being a consumer of Sony products, I think it's pro-consumer that they would look at me and say, hey, I'm going to go out of my way to make sure you have something that adds value to your purchase of this product.
That's just like the outcry people have been having with Dragon Quest 11 on the Switch, considering the Switch has a lot more content than the PS4 version,
Yep.
the version. The thing is they made it so that the Nintendo people are like, hey, I'm gonna wait out for it to buy it on my platform of choice because I'm getting all this different stuff.
And it's extra added value, right? You get the original that bullshit they put on the PlayStation. You get the 8-bit version of it. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, I'm not mad at that. Like, I'm just like, dude, okay, they're adding value to something that somebody is purchasing, right? So as a Nintendo consumer, you're not looking at this like it's anti-consumer. And who should Nintendo be worried about? Should they be worried about the person who doesn't want to buy something on their platform or the person who does?
The one who does.
Exactly.
Because it's
But
all about the money.
gamers are fickle as hell, man. We're some of the ficklest people on earth.
Now
We are
we
fickle
don't.
as
I don't
hell.
know, bro.
Yeah.
I will say this, and I mean this with the utmost respect. Gamers are retarded, my guy.
Are you sitting there with respect?
Yeah, I mean, listen, because I don't want people who may be mentally retarded and not by choice. You know what I'm saying? I don't want them to feel like I'm disrespecting them. No, that's not what it is. I mean this for the idiots who are willfully ignorant. Just as a clarification.
I mean, it's that for me, right? It's that sense of like, over the part, since Last of Us got announced, right? And let's just say like last year, Neil Druckmann's been getting the consistent the question of when's the release date, right? And this guy this guy got this through tweets like countless times. Wherever you get this information, right? People will be bugging him for that release date. As soon as he announces that on Tuesday, he's got like a brief amount of time before Thursday hits. And as soon as that day hits, and that multiplayer like bomb goes off in his face, that then boots up the aspect of then people asking him. And I saw those people on any post that he posted on Thursday was basically, why is there no multiplayer, huh? Why are you not doing multiplayer? Where's the multiplayer? It's just like, could this guy just get like a little bit of a break?
In that aspect, I'm sorry, bro. That is definitely disrespectful. And like Six Humor said,
that's what they,
you're being willfully ignorant. I had an altercation with Merc 305 Gaming. He kept spamming my timeline with just the press release. I kept showing him the job listing as well as what Bruce said. And he willfully ignored the facts that I presented to him that multiplayer is coming. It won't be added on. It won't be tacked on. Let me use the the saying tacked on. It won't be tacked on. It won't be like some just random tacked on multiplayer. Hey, you get to play as Ellie and Joel and all the other characters and you just kill each other. They're going to put more effort into this, and they're going to take their time so that you, like Uncharted 4, you won't have to wait a whole year to play the co-op. I think we all remember that, right? A whole year just to play the co-op because it wasn't ready. You know, they want everything with the multiplayer together. And this is the thing. Some people's minds are so small, you really think all we're going to get is just a advanced version of the multiplayer that we got back in the day. No, they're going to add other modes.
It feels like it's more than that.
Yeah, they only had 3 modes on Last of Us multiplayer. Only 3. I predict we're going to have some sort of a co-op. It probably might have wave-based co-op with clickers. We don't know, but anything's possible if they're putting this much effort on it.
I mean,
You know what, CJ, I see it's twice that we came to an end with this. It happened with Call of Duty. Now it's happening with them. I'm starting to realize with gamers, our companies, our studios obligated, if they come out with a single-player game, multiplayer that's good.
No. Witcher.
Witcher
3. Witcher 3.
I don't think they're obligated to give us these multiplayers that people want.
They're not.
Do you think they're obligated just because the multiplayer was good? Do you think these studios are obligated to give these fans?
Okay, somebody said this on Scumcast last night, and this is a perfect example. Adam, you heard it. The Tomb Raider. What is it? Tomb Raider remake.
The Definitive Edition Tomb Raider.
Yeah. It had multiplayer, right? The first Tomb Raider. Okay. All the other ones didn't have it. Nobody said shit.
No, because it was bad.
The Tomb
It was bad.
Osiris joint did.
Which one?
The Tomb Raider Temple of Osiris.
No, he's talking about like the new trilogy. Where, like,
I'm talking about the trilogy.
And Shadow. He's not talking about the over the head. What's that called? Like those sort of games.
I know what you're talking about.
Let me do this. Let me be devil's advocate for a moment, right? So I hear what y'all saying, but you have to admit that Tomb Raider multiplayer flopped like a motherfucker. Nobody was playing it.
Yeah, it was bad.
Right. Now to stay on point and not to sway and to answer your question directly, they're not obligated to even make another game. They were never obligated to make The Last of Us Part 2.
And I agree with you. I agree with you 100%.
Right. There's nothing that was said. You bought a product. You like the product that we bought. Now, on the flip side, you would be dumb as hell to not make a part 2 because there's people out there who would buy it. Like, why would you not? Yeah. Now, as far as the multiplayer, and this is the reason why I was never worried about it, there's still over 75,000 people playing the old multiplayer. Why would Sony leave that money on the table?
I understand.
And look, Sick Humor, this is the one thing everybody forgetting, bro. This Tuesday, if you have PlayStation Plus, and for what other stupid reason you don't already have The Last of Us, you will be able to download that shit for free, including the single player, the expansion with the Ellie story, and the multiplayer.
For sure.
So I expect that number to go bigger. I want the servers to crash. That's what I want. I want people to prove Naughty Dog that they really love that multiplayer and crash the servers. Everybody just get on the multiplayer.
It's not going to be that many people on there, trust me.
Okay, but that's the thing. People acting like it's so many people that care about it. But that should be the outcome, though. That should be the outcome.
Right now, when it comes to people on Twitter, right, whether you like them or you hate them, like for me, I was thinking about today. I was thinking about tweeting to BG Jack Move to actually try and get something together where we can play like try and get these people that are fans of this multiplayer, right, to come together and play the multiplayer, right? Like show fucking Naughty Dog in a sense of why you like this, like stream it, and then when you're streaming it, at them on your stream, so that they can see this shit. Yeah. Again, everyone put their egos aside. Whatever animosity you have against these sort of people, bring everyone together. Because when it comes to PlayStation, let's be honest, they are a united front. Like a lot of people, when it comes to PlayStation, if they're like, like the whole Puddlegate thing, right, with Spider-Man, like when that shit came out, that shit got debunked, and then loads of PlayStation fans on top of that kind of united together, and they just debunked all that crap. And then the same thing goes like God of War, like when that game came out, right?
Didn't have
a
jump.
lot of people. It comes like, for me, it comes in the sense of like photo mode, right? A lot of people, when a PlayStation exclusive comes out, they go into the photo mode and they take pictures, screenshots, videos, because they want to demonstrate how good these games are. And this is just general fans just enjoying games, not bitching about them. They're playing them. And like I see that the sense of like, if we all like this multiplayer so much, get together and play it for like a few hours. Like it doesn't have to be like a long period of time. Just play for a few hours.
But
and
people are already playing them.
Yeah,
like, that's the thing. That's what you're missing. It's already a very.
Oh, it's already, yeah, I know that, but like I'm talking about.
Yeah, but there are some people adding to the conversation that are not playing it, and we don't even know if they have it. And all I'm saying,
that's always gonna happen, though. That's always gonna happen.
Yeah, and all I'm saying is that you're gonna have access, whether you own the physical or you deleted the digital. It doesn't matter. You're going to have access, and more people are gonna have access to that multiplayer. Whether you bitched about it and you don't own the game, or you bitched about it and you might have fucking traded in the physical. I don't know, but you're going to have access. There would be no reason for what Adam's saying not to happen. Not even if we get together. You see what I'm saying? Not even if we get together. It should be happening.
Just jump on the game.
Yeah, it should be happening. You know?
I agree with, like Sick Humor said, right, it is already a popular game, and I understand that, but like, it's that point, like, the numbers that it has now, we can add to that.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, because I haven't played the multiplayer since I bought the remastered, and then from that, for me, I played the vast majority of the multiplayer on PS3. I played a lot of it. I didn't get the platinum to the game because I just enjoyed the game. I wasn't into the whole thing of like, when you have to, like 100% of your population gets destroyed. I didn't really care about that. Because I was just playing the game, and then when people told me, oh, that's why you're not getting to the week 12 thing, that's why you're not getting the platinum, I'm like, oh, alright, well, I don't care, I'm enjoying the game. Like, I'm really thoroughly enjoying the game, and when you're playing it with friends, that's when it gets really good, because you can have good fun. So, like, for me, yeah, I mean, like...
So, the question that I have is, I mean, because maybe I've lost sight of the point, actually, but... Are you saying that people should show Naughty Dog that there's interest in the multiplayer?
It's not only that. Show them even more. I don't 100% know if bitching on Twitter and in a podcast gets to them more than them seeing their servers somewhat increase.
That's what I should have said.
You see what I'm saying? I think that they will definitely recognize their server numbers increasing. Not only because it's free, but because, again, people want to point out that, hey, we love it. And it's not only just, hey, let's just get on there. Well, like Adam said, let's stream it. Let's.
I guess that's where I'm a little confused. Why would you
think of it as like Minecraft, right? Minecraft recently became a lot of people started streaming Minecraft, right? It is that sense. As soon as that happened, a lot of people like were tweeting about it, noticing it. Articles were coming out from different outlets, whether it was IGN, GameSpot, whatever, right? That's the way I look at it, right? If people, again, I'm not saying it's gonna be as big because again, it's only on one console, but like, it will be the sense of they will see that, and these numbers they're not consistent. Like they haven't got like thousands, like tens of thousands of people playing this game like every day, like consistently. It's like the sense of people do play this game from time to time. So as an overall number, yes, they have got like 75,000 whatever people playing this game, of course. But like, if it was like JayTech saying, on Tuesday, people just randomly download the game and start playing the multiplayer just randomly, I would think Naughty Dog will literally be. I wouldn't be surprised if they actually tweeted out saying thank you. We see you all playing this game. Or again, like you just tweet out a screenshot of you playing The Last of Us multiplayer, and then at Naughty Dog.
Okay, so let's backtrack just a little bit, right?
Yeah, sure.
That would be assuming that they don't know what type of interest they have in this game. Your entire statement is based on someone trying to convince them that this is the reason why you should be doing this or not doing this. They already have access to those statistics. That's the reason why they were hiring people to make a Last of Us 2. If the Last of Us multiplayer would have bombed, you wouldn't have had to worry about any of this because they would have never been talking about it from the get-go. They already know the interest.
I'll put it this way. The reason why I'm saying this, right, is more on the basis of instead of being on Twitter, being toxic to Naughty Dog, right? Like I stated earlier on, right? You know, the way they go about it.
The whole point is outrage, though. The point is outrage. The point is not they're playing the game. The point is we need to make this company, Sony, look a certain way. That's why this is happening from the get-go.
Yeah, no, I agree. Like, in some sense, I can understand, like, some of the things that I've just said is a bit, like, wrong or off balance, like, because obviously the numbers are already there and they already know certain things. I just feel like it's that sense of, like, when you see past games get reinvigorated on, like, Twitter, Twitch, or, like, any sort of streaming site.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I definitely think that more people that don't even know about the multiplayer might understand. I know it's gonna be weird to say what they're missing.
Think of it like this. Think of it like this, Humor, right? Imagine, see how like Fortnite is like. If you go to live on PlayStation, you see like how many people are playing Fortnite, right?
Right.
Like multiplayer. Imagine if, like, let's just say Last of Us was in front of that game. Let's just say that would be one of those things where people be like, oh shit. It's I'm trying to remember like what happened recently with with Gears 5. It overcame Fortnite on Xbox, and they tweeted about it, didn't they? Because they were like, "Oh look, it's over," and us PlayStation fans were like, "So," because
we weren't
the amount of players.
It's like Sea of Thieves. They said the same thing about that too.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
And right after that announcement that you're talking about, came out with an announcement saying, "Fuck y'all, we ain't telling y'all no numbers. So suck a dick."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bro. It's like,
yeah, you're right. But look, we do got other topics. Look, the thing is, I believe that by December 31st of this year, we get more information, whether it leaks out or it's an interview. I think we're gonna get
it. They secured that up, dude. Like, US Gamer ain't getting shit from Sony no more, bro.
But this is what I want to say, Sick Humor. This is what I want to say, man. I'm gonna go to take my ass off fucking Metacritic, and I'm gonna let you see their reputation when they talk or review PlayStation exclusives. It's horrible.
Can we listen to them though? That's the problem.
But that's the thing. That's what I was trying to tell them in Scumcast. You're gonna take their word, the wording that they used. They didn't even do a follow-up question. If I was them, I would say, "Are you working on any type of multiplayer at all? Why are you still hiring for multiplayer?" This is something that Sick Humor, that doesn't even work for this fucking publication, was telling people, was showing people. How the fuck are you gonna call yourself a professional publication when you can't even give a follow-up question? They knew what they were doing when they put out the story the way they put it out.
Let me just add on to this as well, man, because like I see a lot of people wondering why did they ask her, and then like why did people not ask other devs within there? Because the people that were there were Neil, Kurt, Anthony, Emilia Schwartz, Haley Gross, and I think that was it, right? And the thing is, when it came to this preview, how they normally do these sort of things is a sense of first of all they got a briefing from Neil, right, talking about what they're going to be playing, so on and so forth. They then went on to the cubicles to then play the two demos, which was the Jacksonville segment and then also the outskirts of Seattle, right? After that, they are then assigned to set developer, which means if they say to you, you're going to be able to talk to Neil Druckmann about this game, you're going to be able to be talking to Haley Gross, which is the writer, or Anthony Newman as the lead designer, right? That is your assigned person. You can't go, oh, I'm just going to go and talk to Neil, because you're not assigned to that person. So when it comes to, for instance, US Gamer asking the question, right? And then like another application asking another question to someone else. it is that sense of like, you know, they again the publications that are at these events that are previewing this, that are the previews, have no like they have no decision on what, you know, who they're going to be able to talk to. And I mean, it doesn't always happen like that, but in that case, it did. So, you know, when it comes to, you know, I remember somebody saying, why did they ask this question to Emily Schwartz? Why can they ask it to Neil Druckmann? Because they weren't assigned to that person. Again, they've got like, I think they said they had like 30 minutes per interview for each, you know, whoever it was. And obviously they couldn't give it, you know, these 30 minutes to one person, like one dev. It's, you know, it's just not possible. So
my only question with that entire interview is, why would that exclusive information, because it definitely seemed to be exclusive, but why was that exclusive information given to US Gamer and not, let's say, Kotaku or IGN or...
There were some others that asked the question. There were others. I mean, the first one was...
Yes, but the story was... seemed like it was exclusive to US Gamer because people copied off of their fucking homework.
Everybody.
So nobody else came out together. They came out first and people just reported what they reported. And it was like, it pumped US Gamer to the level, no offense to anybody, I don't like IGN either, but it pumped them up to the level of IGN. And it's just a weird thing to see. It's just really weird. I'm looking at their scores. They normally give out 80s.
I don't know if they give it like, I don't know. Again, like, it could just be the simple, like, it could be the simplest of things, which is these people just didn't want to ask about it because it was about the single player, not the multiplayer. Well, I'm
looking. Okay, I went all the way back to 2017. I'm on page 7 of their critics. They gave Uncharted Lost Legacy a 84. I guess that's good. And I guess if I keep scrolling down, they have some better scores, but they're not that kind to other PlayStation exclusives. I keep scrolling down, but yeah, I think it might have been US Gamer might have been the one that gave him Uncharted 4 the lowest score, and that was Uncharted.
What they gave The Last of Us.
You know, the point
I have to go figure that out.
At just being professional, US gamers should have known better, right? Mm-hmm. They should have known better because, of course, now you're on the shit list when it comes to Naughty Dog, when it comes to Sony.
Exactly.
Because you can tell they didn't want to answer those questions at that time in the manner that they did. And now they were forced to tell what their plans were for the game instead of being able to surprise the fans. Like,
that's what they said.
Look at what we got in store for you. You know what I mean? That's what it is, and that's the one reason why I kind of hate like E3 and shit like that now, because right before E3 we hear everything that's about to be said at E3. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it kills the vibe of you being surprised. Now you're just like, oh, let's find out which rumors were true. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. That's true.
Uncharted was a 2016 game.
As long as you ain't one of the people that say we don't need E3 no more. Please
E3's dead. Fuck it. Fuck E3.
No, they don't.
Kill it.
No, listen, bro. No one does their little conference things anymore at E3. They don't. They do it around E3. They're not at the center though.
Think about this. Sony stopped all of that so they can control how their information is given out. If they're the only ones with the information, they don't have to worry about somebody leaking.
When was the last time their information got leaked, but actually leaked?
Hey, you know what? That's one reason they got control of that. Sony has got this last year. If it's something that need to be said, Sony says it, and I like the way that they doing that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey guys, I want to share. I want to share the screen real quick. Who here goes the US Gamer if they're not covering a big game?
No one does, man. No one thinks them in that way.
Okay, so this is their page. I'm a sound real biased, but they look like they love Nintendo because this is their page. This is their front page. This is it. This is usgamer.net. Not .com, .net. I don't even hear their name unless they shitting on a PlayStation exclusive. And I just want to know, when did they become credible enough for the gaming community to take seriously?
No, no one. Yeah, I'm sorry, no.
Yeah, that's what I was wondering. Their layout looks like ass. And
it comes under the assumption of, like, when this news broke, how many people were actually, fans of the play, the multiplayer, and how many fans were, just wanting to stir up shit. We don't know.
That's what I'm saying. That's the point I was trying to make. Sick humor. The people that are stirring up shit.
Name and look, and we can't scroll to someone's name on Twitter that says some bullshit, and then it literally says underneath their name, shit stirrer. It's just like, that does not happen. We're not like a Terminator where we can just look at someone and it literally has all their freaking bio when they were born and shit. We don't have that ability.
Now, one thing I will say, right, because we can blame US Gamer all we want, right, but we have to all agree the level of communication that Sony had kind of led to this being a bigger issue than what it had to be.
Yeah.
Because they could have put everything to rest and simply said, yes, we have plans for multiplayer, and just left it at that. We have plans for multiplayer. We'll give you more when we have. Right?
Yeah, I agree. The rollout was sloppy, but like you said earlier, they wanted it to be a surprise. They expected they expected too much from the gaming community this generation. That, hey, they might be patient enough to wait for more information. Nah, not this gen.
They wanted it like that, y'all. I think they really wanted it like that because when they made out that surprise of people have to pay for that motherfucker.
Oh, God, big money. Come on.
I'm telling you, bro.
I don't give a fuck. People, look.
Have you noticed? Listen. Have you noticed the only time Sony responds to something is when shit just that Sony themselves didn't even know how important this multiplayer was to all their fans until somebody said something.
They did.
That's the only reason they came out with it.
They knew. Because people still
why
on this shit.
Disagree with that, big money? Because those hirings for The Last of Us multiplayer didn't just happen after the outrage.
Yeah, exactly.
No. If you want to say that they weren't aware of how much hype surrounds that multiplayer, you would have to believe that Sony is the stupidest company in the world and has no statistical data to back up or show how well their multiplayer game is doing. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Like
that's what I'm saying. Sick. The reason why I say that, man, is because when they first brought this multiplayer out, man, they didn't even believe in the game itself. So they didn't believe in the multiplayer. To themselves, they probably tacked down. To us, it was great. To them, they thought it was a tack on. They did not. I
want to say something.
A multiplayer for that game.
I want to say something about this. Big money. Now, normally when they update shit, they have an update section when they write it, right? So it says The Last of Us Part 2 won't have multiplayer after all. It says update, right?
Well, that's true. That is true.
Yeah. But the information afterwards, not only did they not ask a follow-up question when they were asking the main question, when they got the facts, they never updated this at all. Nothing's updated. There's not a single section when you scroll down and says updated. They gave us a statement that they are working on some sort of multiplayer.
What's the green mean?
It says overhauling how AI works for companions and enemies. Naughty Dog is targeting the base PS4s rather than the PS4 Pro, which is information we got after the multiplayer debacle.
What's that section? Scroll up, please. That says original story part.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's
original story. It turns out The Last of Us actually won't have multiplayer mode, contrary to reports last year saying otherwise. At its event earlier this week, Naughty Dog lead game designer Emily Stoltz confirmed the lack of multiplayer in an interview with US Gamer. In a follow-up after the event, Sony reconfirmed the news. But actually, in the follow-up, they reconfirmed that it actually will have multiplayer, and this isn't in here at all.
Well, no, because that's the original story, Jay. That's what we're trying to say. That it says that's the original story.
Yeah, but when they said update, I was expecting them
They
to
don't
actually
have a
give an
little
update.
section saying update, like you know how some.
That's what I'm saying. Don't have update in the article if you don't update the
That's
news.
their fault.
Yeah, but okay, so this is her name is Kathy Caddy McCarthy.
He was the one that reviewed Horizon Zero Dawn.
In other words, it's not Sony's fault; it's their fault.
Oh, it's not look, it's not their fault. You can't blame them.
Big money. Let's ask yourself a question. If they were the only ones reporting on this, right? You mean to tell me, out of all of the big companies that's out there, you believe that you as US Gamer did great journalism in finding out this information and no other company is aware of any of this?
No, I don't think that. But they must have had some type of source for this.
They're like random
some type of source.
For journalistic integrity purposes only, I think they should have contacted Sony and said, hey, just for clarification, I want to make sure before I publish this that this is the truth.
But you know what?
Now they don't have to do that. They don't have to do that.
Yeah, that's the thing. Do you think Sony would have been like, okay, go ahead? Sony, first of all, Sony didn't even want that information out yet.
Right. Now, them being the company to put that out, can they be mad when Sony refuses to give them the scoop on anything?
No, they can't, because that will be happening.
I mean, listen, they got these people to come to this event, so in future references, I mean, I hope Sony sort of think, fuck your ass game on. You're gonna have to take a back seat real quick.
But look, this is what is funny is how did US Gamer get to this fucking event? They've never been credible. Why were they invited?
You just have to be media.
That's it. Bro, I guarantee you, like Adam said, after this shit, bro, it ain't gonna be that easy no more.
No, listen, I'm not trying to say that it's US Gamers' fault, right? So let's not even say that. Their website, that's what they do. They're a media outlet. That's kind of their job, to get the big waza on the front page. You know what I mean? And I just think, as a journalist, just out of the sake of having journalistic integrity,
respect,
not burning bridges, they should have probably called somebody to say, hey, before I put
like
this
that?
Yeah, no,
exactly. But look, they wanted to get that story out, bro. That's all that mattered to them. And I know what you're saying, Sick Humor. I know what you're saying, but that's all that mattered. They didn't care how sloppy it looked. But they got that story out, and they were the people everybody went to.
But
when you got a big scoop like that, you don't care how, as long as you got it.
Yeah.
And don't nobody else got it.
But what has it done for them, though?
No.
It fucked them up. But just think if me and you got a hold with exactly the PS5, exactly, and we know for sure when the PS5 is coming out. You gonna be like, oh shit. Let me hurry up. Oh shit.
No,
we're gonna hurry up and get that shit out.
You know why?
I know we're not. It's not like me and you gonna sit down and be like, well, come on, hold on, Stick, let's do this right and write a full article and make everything perfect. We worried about getting that shit out first.
I wouldn't do it, even if I knew the exact specs. I wouldn't touch that topic at all, because I genuinely don't care. I would leave that information to somebody like Craig.
Yeah,
talking about
I got an important question. What are you eating over there, man? Fucking hungry.
Oh shit, man! Y'all can hear me?
I can hear everything. I can hear why people like Cinnamon Toast Crunch. I can hear all that.
Oh man! All right, let me go on mute.
It's all right. No, it's all right, man. It's cool. It's cool. I just been. I didn't eat much today, so I gotta go get something to eat after this.
With all this integrity.
Yeah, but look, all I'm gonna say, bro, they did what they had to do, but they gonna suffer for it. So don't expect don't expect nothing, bro. They might be good.
Yeah.
I don't really know US Gamer. Again, I don't go to I go to Dual Shockers, and I go to Twitter now. Now, I used to go to a lot of other publications. What is it? PlayStation Universe. They burnt me. They got wrong information last gen. And PlayStation Underground or something like that. They had some fucked up information last gen, which was wrong, and it made my channel look really fucked up. So it's certain times I don't go to none of that shit. Obviously,
you have to go to, like different publications. If you're a person, like,
what I do now is I just follow the developers, bro. I do what Adam does. Like, I'd rather get it from them or get it from the studios.
I forgot to read it off now.
From now on, I'm not fucking with it. When it comes to Sony, Sony has tightened up their shit so much. I'm waiting until Sony come out and say
that's what I tell people. Even when it comes to the 100 million, bro. I ain't brag about that. I said shipped. And it was shipped. It was shipped, and it was always shipped. I ain't saying it's sold until they come out. Whenever they want to come out. You know.
That's what I told people. I said, dude, the US Gamer could be completely right. The problem is, wait for Sony to verify it. Because if Sony comes out and says that, if they come out and say that they're completely wrong, now how do you look? Now, I tell you one thing, and this might be the reason why Sony took so long to answer. Do you know how much marketing that was for Sony? Just to have everybody talking about that game to that extent?
Oh, it's a lot.
Yeah.
Whether good or bad,
Yeah.
now you're talking about The Last of Us, and that's what we want you to do. And then after that, we gonna give you The Last of Us for free on PS Plus.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Just
think about that for a second.
Yeah, you're right.
I mean, like, what's it called again? Just to fall back, like, on what you said with that. I mean, what's it called again? Fuck. What did you say by the way, Sigma Humor?
About which part?
just like, I
publicity. Bad publicity, good publicity. It's good publicity.
Yeah.
Ready. You like.
Breaking records now.
It'll come back to me. It really will.
You're sick. Did you see the pre-order numbers though? That's crazy, man. Over 3 million pre-order numbers.
Hey, listen, man. I ain't saying shit. I'm not saying a word. I'm gonna tell you. Look, I already knew that this.
Go ahead, keep going.
Hey, do we still got that bet on for more than 5 million in 1 month? Who had that bet?
I bet anybody.
Who, me? Yeah, we got that bet. Fuck.
I bet you too.
It's gonna sell more than 5. Come on, big money. You know it's gonna make more than 5 million. Come on, fuck out of here, man.
Look
I got 100. I got 100 on the table right now. For anybody want to bet me.
I'm finna tell y'all something. I'm finna show y'all something different.
Uh-oh.
And this goes away from The Last of Us. Death Stranding.
What about it?
There was hope of Death Stranding coming to PC, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Those numbers had to look real good to Sony.
Yeah.
Because all of that talk about it coming to PC vanished in thin air, my guy.
Yeah.
It went up in smoke.
Yeah, Jay was talking about that.
Hold on.
JayTech
Hold on, let me pre-order Xbox Scarlet real quick. Hold on.
What's good, guys? The thing I was just
Cause it's the best box. Somebody just said that in the fucking chat. They said it's the best box.
That box for Last of Us, that PlayStation Pro box for Last of Us.
For Death Stranding? Yeah, I bought that shit.
I do too, man. Yeah. And I'm paying that shit off the middle of October. I'm putting a whole 400.
That shit is terrible.
You can say it's terrible all they want, but guess what, bro? Somebody can buy that shit from me if I don't want it. Shit.
People want that cheap.
Let me tell you why I bought it, big money.
Oh no, you didn't. Sick. No.
Oh yes, I did. Oh yes, I did.
You bought that? Yeah, I'm about to buy it. My fingers on the trigger.
No. Let me tell you why. I like the way they did it. The theme goes right along with Death Stranding, the handprints and stuff like that. The orange, that's significant to the colors that you see in the game. The little thing that he carries is orange, like not orange, but like a yellowish,
like
baby. I think it's like canary yellow, something.
Yeah,
around there.
that shit.
And it just goes along with the thing with Death Stranding. Y'all aren't. I'm finna tell you something, and you gonna say you crazy. I'm more hyped for Death Stranding than I am The Last of Us, and that
You gonna piss him off? God damn it!
No. I'm not saying you're crazy. I didn't say you're crazy. I didn't say you're crazy.
No. But wait.
Nobody, don't
wait,
understand that.
Wait. Let me finish.
Go ahead.
That does not mean that I think Death Stranding is going to be better. I don't think that makes The Last of Us a lesser game. I don't think any of that. Actually, as a PlayStation fan, I'm excited because I have access to both and I ain't got to do nothing extra except for buy a game. So with Death Stranding, let me tell you what intrigues me, right? Everything that you probably hate about Death Stranding intrigues me. The fact that when you piss on the ground, right? That's like planting. No, hold on. That's like planting a seed. Other people in their games, they're gonna come across that same mushroom, and if they piss on it, you get a reward at the end of the day for that, and that's just bringing people because they don't have to piss on that mushroom.
Yo, sick him just real quick. Like, let's
make talking about a lot of piss here, but
we got piss in the same corner, right?
Okay.
Just to see this.
wait.
No, but sick. I understand what you mean. It's just the whole. For you, it's the whole mystery behind everything. The
Right.
fact that you have like these weird things going on. Like, yeah, you can't piss on the mushroom, and for everybody who pisses on the mushroom gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And everybody will see who'll be able to piss on it. But the thing is, versus The Last of Us 2, you basically know that it's a story of revenge. With The Last of Us 2, you basically know that you got Ellie in there and you're playing with her, and something happens where she goes apeshit crazy and kills a bunch of people. With Death Stranding, we still basically don't really know what the hell it is.
Yeah,
I know exactly what Death Stranding is. I've seen enough trailers.
No, Sick, you can't. I don't know.
God damn it!
No, but it's just the mystery of the whole
what the
thing.
fuck
They got
Death Stranding is.
Let me tell you. They thoroughly explained it, Big Money. They thoroughly explained what you're doing and why you're doing it. The lady in the red dress,
It still don't have no premise, man. That game.
Yeah, they do.
Premise,
they
man.
got a premise.
No, they don't.
God damn it!
All you doing is going across. Going from one place to another. That's it.
The premise is the same as Mario.
Yup.
Fuck it! Don't do that.
God,
don't
do
that.
that.
Don't do that.
The premise.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Big money, bro.
Don't do that.
The premise is the same as Mario. You're trying to save. You're trying to save that lady. Remember the lady? I think she's played by Lindsay.
Yeah.
Lindsay Wagner.
She's dead.
Amelia.
Hold on. She's dead, and she's explained to you that she's dead. Her body is on the beach. What you're seeing is some type of what can I say?
Hologram.
No, it's not. It's not a hologram.
Not a hologram?
No,
what, her in the afterlife, like her in the afterlife, like her in the afterlife.
That's some sort of projection of her. Same thing as with the dead man.
Oh, yeah.
The fat boy. Now, the premise is she's being held captive. More than likely, she can't get to her body. She can't because they're holding her captive.
Dope.
They are allowing her to communicate with him. Now, I know more than likely it's a setup because they want to get to him. Y'all haven't figured out that there's something special about Sam? He can actually hurt the BTs.
With his blood.
Yeah, I figured something was up with him when they started talking about
Sick just fucked my head up. Sick just...
No, hold on. But
he fucked my head up even more.
Sick just fucked my head up, yo. Nah, but you know what? That's dope. That's dope what Sick is saying, though, because it makes sense. It makes sense.
One second. The reason why he's delivering these packages is because that's the only way these people can survive. They don't want to come up to the surface, which is why they're underground. If they come up, hold on. If they come up to the surface, because remember, when you see his home, when you see his house, That's more than likely how their shit is underground. They got a whole little facility to keep them going. But the reason why they don't want to come up is because they don't want to get snatched up by the BTs. The BTs are killing you. They are taking your life. They make you age. So the whole time fall, all of that is incorporated within this game, which is why I couldn't understand why
Wasn't there like
people
a
were
film
making
about
jokes.
that?
No.
Why people were making
So
jokes.
what you're saying is Sam Bridges is the only one that can survive what they do to the normal population.
No. He's not the only one that can survive. There's something special about him that allows him to come back from a void out like that. Everybody can't come back from a void out. That's his specialty. And if you notice, every time he comes back from a void out, he has those fingerprints all over his body.
Oh, okay.
You know what that kind of reminds me of? It kind of reminds me of.
That's dope.
Oh no,
That's dope.
that's still
Yeah,
this shit
That's
here,
dope,
man.
man.
Death Stranding, man.
But you know
I
what?
still think that nigga
That's
ain't
dope.
doing nothing but
Like,
bringing pieces to people, bro.
Big
That's all he
money,
doing.
big money. That's the way the game is supposed to make you feel. You're not supposed to know exactly what's
understand.
going to
Right.
happen down to a T before you play the game. Because if so, then why even play the game?
Exactly. It's a
Yeah.
mystery.
Yeah, what's cool again? Let
It's
me
not
just-
like every
That's
game we
fucking
know
fire,
of.
man.
Now hold on.
Now, hold on, Sid. Now, remember that one thing we talked about with that one game. The only thing I'm worried about, I heard so many people talk about this game. The only thing I'm worried about is it going to be fun to play. That's the thing I'm worried about.
That depends on the individual.
Dude, hold on.
You can have all the mystery in the world of that game.
Did you enjoy any of the Metal? Any of them?
Wait a minute, say it again.
Did you
Metal
enjoy
Gear
any of the Metal Gear?
Yeah, I did. But this,
Okay. Did you enjoy GTA?
I didn't play all the way through. You talking about GTA 5 or all the GTA?
No, just GTA. Period.
Any.
I enjoyed some of the GTA, but this is totally different, Sid.
Big
This
Mike,
is
what
totally
you think
different.
is-
This
what's
I keep thinking that this is gonna be like that game I said before. What's the name of the cowboy game we was talking about before, Sid?
Red Dead?
Red Dead.
What's the name of the cowboy
Red
game, y'all?
Dead.
That just came out.
Red Dead.
Red Dead Redemption.
Red Dead.
I'm hoping it's not going to be like that.
Oh,
I'm
God.
hoping it's not going to be a good game that's not fun to play. I just don't. Now you trying to tell me when you seen that? But the only thing I seen in there that was fun with my own eyes that I seen to play was that boss battle that he had, and the only thing he was throwing at that boss were like bombs, and
that
it
was
just
his
did
blood
not
bomb.
look like
There's
it's
other
fun
things
to
you can
play.
do. That's the thing, though. That was just the base of the
That's
demo.
why I'm so glad you brought up Mario. Even though, do you remember Mario being fun to play? Keep it real, everybody. It was fun to play. Even
Yeah,
though you was going from point A to point B, it was still fun to play.
Yeah, but
That's the
thing.
only thing I'm worried about this game. I just don't want people going on this game and say, "Oh, it's a mystery. Is this, is it fun?"
Now,
to play?
hold
That's the
on,
main
Big Money.
aspect.
Let me
ask Six something. Let me ask Six something real quick. Hold on, Jay. So, Six, explain to me that World War II transition. Because I was looking at that point, I was talking to Jay about that, and I was like, "Yo, that's crazy."
That was Hades.
Yeah, that's Hades. That's where
Okay.
you go when you die.
Yeah.
You gotta fight your way back out of Hades.
Okay.
In Hades, I think Hades is the least point where they gave us information. I think that's for a reason. I think that's probably the place where I'm gonna find the fun at, because I'm more of because I see more shooting and stuff. It seems like you gotta battle your way out of there.
So you gonna die a lot just to stay in Hades, basically.
Do you realize that
That's illegal. I don't like this.
the baby that Sam has, the baby that Sam has, is the same baby that Mads Mikkelsen was talking to in the beginning?
Yes.
Mads Mikkelsen is your true adversary in that game.
It's more than one of those babies, though, right?
Mad
That ain't the
Mikkelsen.
only baby.
No, it's not the only baby. It's the first baby, but it's not the only baby. But
Yeah.
Mads Mikkelsen wants that baby back.
Mm-hmm.
He wants that baby back. And
There's a
he's
reason.
trying to get him back.
That's why when he's talking to Guillermo del Toro's character, he asked him the question like, "Can my baby survive for a long period of time?" Right? in which he says like you have to recycle these babies in a sense. It's clear that Sam wants to keep this baby in the incubator for some premise or reason that we don't understand. It's kind of like with the Last of Us trailer, right? It looks so easy and plain simple that it's going to be Daniel's going to die in the first sequence of the game, and so on and so forth. And when it comes to Naughty Dog, they like to deceive their fans with their trailers and also throw in like a red herring. So like it is that point of we don't know the full story, especially with this game. Like I agree with Sick Humor on this when it comes to, am I more intrigued by this game or Last of Us? The answer to that is Death Stranding, because I've already played the first part of Last of Us, but I have not played the first Death Stranding game. And from what I can see, yes, I have played Kojima's games before, but for me, it is a very interesting story, which not a lot of people like want to say. And on top of that, when it comes to gameplay and bits and bobs, from what I saw, it's literally little tiny bits, right? You've got the open world, like Breath of the Wild, right? Zelda Breath of the Wild aspects, where it's open world. You've got the Dark Souls element of leaving notes behind for players. In this sense, it's actual objects. You've then got the gunplay, the stealth aspects of Metal Gear Solid. GTA, you've got the aspects of driving cars, and so well, that could be any sort of game. But like I'm saying, it's a multitude of little ideas from different games in this one. And when it comes to the only thing that I'm a bit stuck on is when Kojima says, I'm making a brand new genre. I've yet to see that, but I hope in some way it does come out. And I'm like, oh, that's actually pretty new.
Imagine this. Imagine you're out in the world. Something happens to your mode of travel. Somebody decides they're going to leave their bike. Yeah. You can then take their bike that they left for you. That's more of them helping you. The whole point is, honestly, Kojima's taking a shot at America with this. He's talking about how divided we are as a people. You know what I mean? And he's talking about how we need to reconnect. You know what I'm saying? How we need to understand that we are one. You know what I mean? And honestly, people...
Right there, bro. That's some deep ass shit right there, man. Real shit.
I mean, it is what it is, but this is just what I'm taking from the videos that I've seen. You know what I mean? And honestly, he's right. We're so divided as a people. We're divided by party. We're divided by race. We're divided by shade. We are divided. His whole point is, if people can do something nice for you, then he's giving them the opportunity to do something nice, not knowing who's going to be on the other end of that.
And I like that. I really do like that. I mean, you mentioned about the whole people underneath, like, you know, living underneath, right? The way you described that, it literally sounds like the film WALL-E, where all humans are in a spaceship and they eventually come back to Earth because they find out that they can breathe on Earth again.
Hold on, you missed at one point. Everybody was fucking fat.
Yeah, I know. Again, it doesn't matter. Like,
you missed that big point. They were rolling them around like balls and shit.
Yeah, but the thing is, though, Jay, people, it is the sense of, you know, it isn't as bad as what it seems. And, you know, when it comes to Sam's character, he's doing this so that they eventually can come above ground again.
Exactly. 1000%.
Are we missing the fact that Kojima's a massive film buff? The guy wanted to be a
wait a minute, y'all. Hey, remember he still, even if they need to connect, they still need to kill them BTs though. They have to find some way to destroy those BTs. They can't come above ground until they kill them, right?
Yeah.
So I'm pretty sure at the end of the game, he gonna find some type of way to kill them, because they can't. If he do reconnect everybody, they still not gonna be able to get together and fight these things until somebody finds some way to destroy them.
This game.
The other topics, Jay.
We got a lot of topics. Adam, what happened to the fucking topics, Adam?
What happened to Spider-Man? What's up with Spider-Man? Ain't nobody gonna say.
Oh, okay. Before we get to Spider-Man, let me talk to Sick Human real quick. Sick Human, thanks for that post, right? The post that you made about Death Stranding. But the biggest post was earlier that week when the official PlayStation magazine for November came out, and on the front cover it says that it's exclusive. It says, Hit or hype. We go behind closed doors with Hideo Kojima's PlayStation 4 exclusive to get the answers. And then I'm zoomed in right here so people could saw for the long time that it was up there. But I scroll back up, right? And then I scroll down to this little passage. I want to zoom into this so everybody can read along. And what it says right here, it says, we go behind closed doors with Death Stranding, the hottest new game exclusive for PlayStation 4 from the developer behind Metal Gear Solid. So, again, 2 different times on the front of the book and the preview, calling it exclusive. Another thing I wanted to say, when we look inside this book, I want to go to, there we go.
By the way, just to mention, did anyone hear about this overheating of the Xbox One X consoles on Borderlands 3?
I heard about it, but I just don't care about the Xbox, so I never talked about it.
Yeah, that shit made me laugh, man. I read it last night, and I was like, oh, well. It sucks, because they were able to play Red Dead Redemption, like, without any of those problems, but yet Borderlands 3 is doing this. It's obviously to do with the devs, not to do with them, but it is pretty funny. I just thought I threw that out there.
Well, whatever. It seems like they're talking about Neo 2 as an exclusive, which is weird because the first one went to PC. I don't know 100%.
Eventually got a PC, I think.
I could see it going there after a while, but if any PC fan, for whatever reason, you love Souls games and you're upset about this, it is the reason you didn't buy it. We know when y'all got it, y'all was not playing it. I'm sorry. We did not see any activity coming from it. And then it got to 2, no, I think it got to 2 million the following year. So that means if it went to PC, we was expecting it to match the PlayStation, which was already almost at 2 million, but it got to 2 million a year after it even went to PC. That means they really wasn't buying the game. So if you guys gotta wait, it's your own fault. All you had to do was buy the game once it went over. You didn't buy the first game, they're going to make you wait for the second one. As simple as that.
I think Sony should have locked that up a long time ago.
Anyway, now, look, it's nothing to say that it's not locked up, but as of right now, it looks like it's going to be launching as an exclusive, and they refer to it in the book as a PlayStation 4 exclusive right there. It says,
I hope they lock it up.
It says, ID takes a closer look at Neo 2, the PS4 exclusive Soulsborne you forgot you needed. So, you know,
here's the thing. When it comes to these games and exclusives, we're going into the next generation. It's key, man. You gotta have the content. If you don't have the content, you're gonna get left behind.
Yes, that's why I don't understand why people want Sony to be like Microsoft. Look at Microsoft right now. They're not in a good position. They're not.
I don't know why somebody at Microsoft is not saying, damn, how the fuck is Sony beating us to death? Exclusive.
That's why they beat us. Well, how the Switch is beating them to death also because of exclusive.
Yeah, exactly.
And that should hurt worse because the Switch, they were bragging about having the world's most powerful console. Switch is the weakest console. That should hurt them more.
But Snow Bunnies, they still believe that the Xbox One releasing the way it did was the reason why people didn't buy it, because it was weaker. No. They really believe that
their launch lineup was some ass.
When that 2013 E3 came out and they announced everything that they were planning to do with the Xbox, that's what killed it. Because I personally know people who canceled their Xbox One pre-orders and went to PlayStation just because of the things that they were quote-unquote going to do with the Xbox One. Mm-hmm. That's what killed them the most. And then they weren't able, and then they came out with not having any games that much and coming out with all this different stuff. That's what hurt them, not the power factor.
Well, no, that's the thing. I think when it comes to power factor, nothing to do with it, like, because Switch is an indication of that, and PlayStation, like, they're not the powerful console anymore, but they are able to make set games look the way they are and play the way they are and be the length they are. And the same when it comes to Switch, like, Switch are making great Zelda, Zelda Link's Awakening and Breath of the Wild, Mario, Astro Chain, you also got Bear now, and then Metroid coming out whenever that will be.
Smash
Right.
Brothers.
Yeah,
You can't forget about Smash
Snow
Brothers.
Bunny, did you play Astro Chain? Did you play Astro Chain, Snow Bunny?
I skipped that one and got Damon X Machina.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I heard that didn't do too good. Was
The
it
reason
good?
it didn't, it's a good game. They have a demo for it and everything. It's a great game. It's just that what's killing it is the developer of the game, is copyright striking all play of it on YouTube.
Oh.
What?
So they're copyright striking everything dealing with it, and it's Marvelous of Japan that's copyright striking. So if you notice, you're not seeing much gameplay or anything else of it because they are copyright striking everybody on YouTube for it.
You know what, Snow Bunny? I do not understand
I hate when they
anything
do
in
that.
the world. Why do they do stuff like that?
It's
That gives
Marvelous
people
that's
more chance
killing
to
the
look
game.
at it.
Yeah, it's Marvelous
Wow.
that's killing the game. It's not
Yeah.
Nintendo. It's Marvelous, the developer of the game, that's killing the game. But the game is actually really good. I like it. And I'm not fond of mech games.
Snow Bunny, just ask, Mario Kart, right, on the Switch? Didn't they go for the same thing where YouTubers had to mirror within the game to get their content out on that? Was that a thing?
Well, in the beginning, up until at the beginning of this year, Nintendo used to copyright everybody for all their stuff.
Yeah.
Unless you were part of the ambassador program.
Okay.
So now, at the beginning of the year, Nintendo realized their mistakes, and Nintendo's like, you can stream whatever you want from our content. Yeah. That's the reason you've started seeing a whole lot more of Nintendo stuff being streamed on YouTube. Because Nintendo lifted that ban.
So, I can finally get back into Nintendo and not have to worry about that shit.
Yeah, it's just that right now, certain companies like Marvelous, and Marvelous is, as I know, the only company doing it that is copyright striking.
Yeah.
Hey, Link's Awakening.
Link's Awakening, there's tons of videos on it.
Link's Awakening. Oh my god, I didn't play. I know you said you played the first one.
Yeah, I played it back in the day. Iconic, bro. It's an iconic adventure, man. Very good.
I'm addicted to it.
Bro.
Yep.
Yeah, the game is really good. It is really fucking good.
Does anybody think they're ever gonna get a trophy system, man? Because I would love for the Switch to get a trophy achievement system, bro. I want to brag about this shit.
That might be sometime in the future. If anything, they might do that on the next console. I don't think they're gonna do that on this console.
Damn.
If they do come to do something like that.
On this console, what I was saying was third parties are putting in trophy systems. Like I was playing the demo for Ori, and there's a trophy system in Ori.
Oh, okay.
So I'm thinking third parties are putting them in.
Before we leave, make sure you give me your Nintendo thing so I can thing on.
Okay, let's talk about Spider-Man and how everybody loves Sony and is kissing their ass and literally licking. They're licking. I mean, some Doritos, man. Fucking old school. Old school Doritos. I got it from 1984.
Jesus Christ.
I'm hungry, man. I'm hungry as fuck.
You know, I don't understand the Spider-Man shit. I really don't.
Okay. What don't you understand? Because I don't either.
Yeah, what you don't understand?
I'm going to tell you what I don't understand. First of all,
hey, you know what? Wait a minute, Sick. I think whatever you about to say, I'm about to be right there with you. I think you about to say the same shit I was saying. Go ahead, bro.
Well, first of all, I don't understand, number one, the big infatuation with Spider-Man to that degree. I love the games. I even love some of the movies, but I didn't really care for it like the people who care about it right now at this particular point. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And I feel like at the end of the day, what people were saying was absolutely deluded. They were delusional to believe that Sony is just gonna give Disney something. Oh, just give Disney the rights to the movie so we can get the Spider-Man that we want. Like, what? I know I have something of value, but then I had to realize that when you're a fan, sometimes it's hard to think rationally about things, and this deal was just it was gonna happen regardless. I mean, they tried to they tried to do what Microsoft did, trying to weaponize fans about that whole crossplay crap. That's what Disney tried to do when it came to Sony, and Sony was like, "Nah, you can go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
We ain't doing that."
So what's that thing I'm hearing about with the 25%? What's that all
I
about?
don't think they deserve that 25%. I don't think they deserve it.
I don't either, but let me ask you this. From what I'm hearing, it's only third movie, right? The third movie and one cameo.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
okay.
know
That's what I'm hearing. But
it's a third film and a cameo in a future MCU film. That's it. That's all they're doing.
So
it's gonna be the third film and then Doctor Strange multiverse because that's the only.
He definitely gotta be in the what if. The what if?
That won't count toward. That won't. Technically, that wouldn't count, Jay.
Why not?
They had squashed all of this together. So he's not technically returning to the MCU.
Which he is for third film and this whatever, but after that, Sony can basically take him and do whatever they want. I feel like that's what they're doing.
Okay.
I just want to finish the story.
I want to piss off Sick Humor real quick because it's fun. I don't do it a lot.
Hard to do that. It's hard
Nah,
to see my friends.
I don't fucking do it a lot, but I'm gonna see if it works. Let me see if I control Sick Humor.
Sure.
Let me give him a. If Sony and Marvel are back together, the next Spider-Man game should be multi-platform.
Oh yeah, I just read that.
No.
That pissed me off.
Wait, I'm sorry.
That
What?
pissed me the fuck off.
Yeah, read that again.
Wait, say that one more time, because I think I heard.
If Sony and Marvel are back together, the next Spider-Man game should be multi-platform.
Now, how does that make sense?
I don't. Hey, I saw it on N4G, and they thought it was credible, and they put it to the front of the line.
Yep, I just seen that. I just read it.
Okay.
I just read that.
This whole thing, okay?
On N4G.
Are you ready for this?
Mm-hmm.
We can't fix stupid.
No,
You just got
The game and the movie are two totally separate things.
Hold on,
can't
no.
fix
Just read about that. I just read that on N4G.
Brilliant.
I thought he was gonna troll, man. I was really waiting for the troll.
Nah,
Like,
when he says that sort of shit.
wait, no. I thought he was seemed to be a decent troll, but this just sounds like I don't even know how this sounds. That's like saying, okay, Marvel has gotten back with Xbox. Now, whatever they do with Xbox is gonna be multi-plat. Like, what? It should be more like, okay, Sony is not getting back with Marvel. Now, Spider-Man should be a multi-plat. That would make more sense to me because they don't have a.
You know what?
This is what's really funny. Somebody put this shit out on September 28th, right? And it's public knowledge that Sony owns the developer that made Spider-Man.
Yeah, but regardless of that,
You know what? That goes back to that shit that Six said about gamers are just fucking ignorant.
They are, man.
That goes right back to that, bro.
You can't see, like what he said.
Listen. Now listen. This is something I've been thinking about for a minute. I've said it a couple of times, man. I do think there's something going on behind closed doors where Sony is trying to get another one of their superheroes. That's why I think they picked up that studio. That's why I think they picked up that studio. Because I don't see Disney. If the Avengers game comes out and it does poor, it can't do okay. Looking for okay. That game gonna have to do great. If that game don't do good, I can see Disney coming right back to Sony, right back to that studio and asking them to make another game. Because remember, y'all, they didn't when they first came to Insomniac, they did not ask Insomniac, hey, to make. They say, hey man, you want to make a Spider-Man game? They asked them, which game do y'all want to make? And Spider-Man. And you already know Sony had something to do with that. So I don't see Disney getting in bed with too many studios to go make another superhero game.
They're not. They about to, like you said, they about to see if they strike gold with some of these others. They struck gold with Spider-Man, partially
Oh,
because
that's what I'm saying. I think they synced that shit with Insomniac. They synced how much it sold. So why would you go someplace else, especially if the Avengers do the? I thought because that's their thing now. They see how much money this gaming shit is making. Now they want to put some of their IPs out there with these studios. But they're
and
not
look,
messing with
and
these
this
studios.
is where we get to the good part. Will they ever work with Microsoft?
Who?
Disney.
I don't think they ever will. I don't think they ever will.
That's what I'm saying, because they're not in the business of making exclusives. Why the fuck would you? Disney's
I mean,
not.
they'll make a deal, but I don't think they'll do like an exclusive thing.
That's what I'm saying.
But Microsoft was stupid. They had all of the chance in the world to go and have an Incredible Hulk game made specifically for
Everybody
Xbox.
kept saying that shit.
That would have been dope. That would have been dope.
Yep.
And they didn't have to go to Disney for that.
You know what was funny? When
Universe.
Spider-Man the video game was about to come out, Xbox fans were saying that Microsoft should contact Disney, and I quote, to get a Iron Man game. And what fucking happened? Sony gobbled that shit up too.
Yeah.
I mean, you're right. They had years, man. They had so many years to talk to Disney, see if, hey, can we make something? We got some studios. But look, I'm sorry. I think Disney already know the different level of skill. And I don't think anybody over at Microsoft got the skill to put together a good Marvel game. I don't know.
They don't have no studio over there.
Well, you got to remember,
That's what I'm thinking. Sony is trying to work their hand on trying to get another one of their superheroes. Now, I don't know if it's going to be exclusive. That would be hard to do. Fans would be, because can y'all imagine a Black Panther game coming out and it's exclusive to Sony? Motherfuckers will lose their mind if that happens. I don't think they can do something.
Bro, people would look, you acting like people that lose their mind about Spider-Man. Niggas was fucking trying to boycott. It was like, it's anti-consumer. All the other Spider-Mans were multi-plat. Look, bro, they were saying some wild-ass shit. Don't get me started on the fucking petition. I should go look at the petition just to laugh real quick. Hold on.
But you know what? If they do that, if they do that, Disney will have to go all the way in bed with Sony, all the way.
Why not? Sony has something you want.
There's two different sides, by the way, to what we're talking about as well, because like people thought that the films were connected to the games is two different, and they're two different things like that they go through.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know why people thought they were the same. They're not the same.
Sony actually has the cheat code, man. They are all movie business. They already have good relationships with Disney. Like that's why Sony was able to even make a deal like this to begin with.
Well, dude,
they had the leverage.
Yeah.
See, that's the leverage.
Yeah, for me, bro, that's the thing that like last generation, right, when Xbox were coughing up, grabbing all the they were snapping up all the deals and the marketing aspects like cards and all these different things, right? They were doing all that stuff, whilst PlayStation were on the side thinking, oh, we're gonna develop some of our studios real quick. And then when the next generation came around the corner, guess what happened? Oh, they came into they came with a fucking bang. And companies like Guerrilla Games, Santa Monica were able to. Obviously, Santa Monica didn't do a new IP, but they reinvented a character that pretty much was very one-dimensional, and it became Game of the Year last year. And then with Horizon Zero Dawn, with Guerrilla, and then also From Software with Bloodborne, Naughty Dog as well. And Xbox come into this generation like Halo, Forza, Crackdown, Gears. And then they had like a couple of cool little gems, like Ori was a good game, Cuphead was a good game, but they are on PC now. So it is that sense of, would you rather go for a PC where you can use it as well as gaming, use it for another aspect, or will you buy like a new Xbox Scarlet or an Xbox One X? I wouldn't. I'll just go for a PC.
Yeah.
Because I have more
right quick, y'all. My fault, Jay. I gotta get out of here, man. I gotta get out of here. Hey.
Okay.
First of all, make sure y'all come back every Sunday. Check this show out. Make sure you go check my man Sick Hume out. He on here all the time, man. I ain't got nothing but thank you, Snow Bunny, for coming through. Y'all show a lot of love for Snow Bunny. I think she finna start her own shit. I think she'll give y'all the information on that
Okay.
soon. But thank you, Snow Money, for coming, kicking it with us. The panel, y'all already know I got mad love for this panel, man. I'm finna get up out of here. Like I said, man, go check my man Sick Humor out, man. I ain't got nothing but mad love for this dude. All right, I'm out, y'all.
Okay. We're probably gonna wrap up in the next about 9 minutes, but yeah, I think it's stupid that I know it's a Disney property, Spider-Man. We don't know the Spider-Man PS4. We don't know what's up with that IP. Most of us don't even question it because we know Insomniac made it. Sony basically funded it and published it, and we know it's a lifetime exclusive anyway. So it's not going multiply. Like, you'd be stupid if you think that's going multiply as much money as it made for Marvel and Disney as just on one platform, which is impressive. 13 million from last time I heard. That's a lot. No, it's not going anywhere. It's weird that article even saw the light of day, but somebody thought they were smart about it coming over. I mean, no. Yeah. I don't see that. That's a funny ass picture though, but no, it's not gonna happen. Like, I mean, I see this all the time, Sick Humor. I see port begging of all levels all the time. Like, it's fucking weird.
Well, here's the question: why would Sony pay all of that money to buy Insomniac to simply make a multiplat? It just doesn't make sense. Okay. Now, this is what I want to say. I don't know if you want to go back and forth. I don't know what your reaction is. But there are many people in the PC community that want Sony to be more like Microsoft by putting all their IPs on PC. What do you say about that? I say go buy a PlayStation. That's it.
There you go, man.
Listen,
exactly it.
If you are in a position where you want to play something and you refuse to play it unless you come somewhere else, then that means you don't really want to play. You don't really want to play it. It's more like you just want to say, haha, this is not, exclusive to your platform anymore.
And I've heard that statement too, bro. Like, that statement right there. It's not exclusive, haha. Like, I mean, fucking crazy.
That's an argument that's annoying to me. Because, like I only have a Switch and I have a gaming PC, but I don't game on PC that much. But my thing is if you want the game bad enough, you would go buy that platform. It would be a game that caused you to go and buy that platform.
Right.
If you sitting there begging for it, then that means you really don't want to play it. You just want to see it to your system. Because if you really wanted to play it, you'd be out at the nearest game store buying that system and that game.
Right. Absolutely.
Yep. Damn, man, they heavy on that Last of Us merchandise. I'm looking at all these shirts and hats.
Yeah,
and shit.
Lucky for you in America, not for me. Sons of bitches.
Shut up, Adam. You got that on? What is that? Only on PlayStation box in the UK? Y'all got?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
And let's not even talk about the special Link's Awakening Collector's Edition you guys got in.
Oh yeah, look at that.
Yeah, you guys got the early edition. It bends both ways.
Oh, it's all right.
Like, we all can't listen, man. We all can't win, man. I don't really get how they do those sort of things. Why we get those editions and you guys don't.
Look, I'll say one thing. Last gen, you guys got some amazing box arts. Like, for normal games like Resistance, you got like a mirror reflection. Like Nathan Hale, I think that was his name. He was looking down.
Oh, you mean like a reversible cover? You mean?
Yeah. Well, yeah, and it was just better. Like, y'all, man, the UK, the European region, right? They are heavy with gaming, bro. They're doing an awesome job.
I think Last of Us is doing a reversible case with. If you remember the theme that we got free last year with Ellie holding the rifle and like the green. So,
I would love to have that.
That's gonna be the reversible case, apparently. Yeah.
Anybody here getting Concrete Genie?
Yes, that's day one. Day fucking one.
Hey,
Sick Humor.
Okay.
Have you been on Dreams lately?
Oh, shut up! No.
No.
I've been on Borderlands.
Okay, I checked in yesterday for the first time in maybe a week. Some dude made a Gundam, and they working on that game. What is it? A Warhammer 300.
Warhammer.
Yeah, bro.
They're gonna make a strategy game for Dreams?
No, they're making a character models. and
carry
they
on.
look fucking real, bro. I'm gonna tag you in it on Twitter, but go take a look at that, man. I go back on Dreams every week, like once a week.
Again.
But
I forgot to read this shit up when we were talking about Last of Us, about the Bruce Straley tweet. I don't know if you guys saw that tweet about him talking how he trusts the team, and they're working extremely hard on both the projects because they're ambitious, so on and so forth. He said that he's played and seen both aspects of the game, because I said this before we came into the chat, that Bruce Straley went on, after he did Uncharted 4, he went on a sabbatical, like I think it was a month or two before. So he was on the development of Last of Us Part 2. Whether it'll be credited, I don't know. And then after, when he came back, he was working on it for a bit more, and then he left the studio. So he's also been going by the studio, from time to time, just to check up on him, because obviously he's a previous, person that used to work there. So for me, when I saw this, I think this was on Friday, this tweet. Yeah, it was. Like, I feel like this is where I would get my news from. I mean, if there's like media outlets that are covering this shit, I would take that with a grain of salt all the time.
What's the other guy's name? Because hold on, I gotta go to my follow list. It's another guy. He's kind of like of an Indian descent. He works on that team, and he reassured people that the multiplayer.
Oh, yeah, the Van something guy.
Yeah, and it's like, it's there, and I can't be pissed off. Like Big Money said, look, it might be paid, it might be free, whatever it is. I know it's gonna be good. I ain't gonna miss out on it. I'm sorry, man. I'm not missing out on it. How they
I told people if they just simply be patient and let these people roll this shit out the way they wanted to roll it out, they wouldn't have to ask these dumb questions, dude.
Yeah.
Like, that's it. That's all I said. Like, that's all they need to do. Just wait.
We're in a generation where nobody's patient. Nobody can be patient, man.
They did not have time to think on that day. They just didn't. Like,
man, it was like a fucking horrible attack on the studio themselves. It was disgusting.
I mean, the thing was, that day was supposed to be about, like, it was funny because you had, like, Kojima, his game went gold, right? Then you had these previews coming out. You had the aspect of Outbreak Day being a celebration, yet all that news got swept under the rug because of multiplayer not being in the game. I did not see anybody talk about Kojima going gold. Not anybody.
Yeah, you're right about that.
Previews, or how good a lot of the previews wrote, what the previews wrote about. Because I read like 5 of them, and I also watched countless videos about their thoughts on the preview of what they played, and it sounds really impressive. I'm really excited to play that game, but then also, like, I'm also excited about Death Stranding as well. Yeah. But yeah, man, like, I feel like,
I'm sorry, Adam. Go ahead.
No, go ahead, Bunny.
I was saying that, but that goes back to people love negativity. I don't care what's going on that's positive in the gaming world. If it's negative, it's always right there at the forefront.
Yep.
It drowns out it was all those positive things you just named that happened on that day, but that one negative thing just shot everything down.
Exactly. I mean, is it right to say that, like, it's easier to hate on something than to love something?
Yeah. Now it is. Now it is.
With the age of the internet and social media, it's super easy.
Honestly, I feel like we're in a generation where it's more fun for people to talk about games than to actually play games.
There you go.
The way that they kind of justify what they do is like, think about it. I'm not going to buy this game because XYZ. Mm-hmm. You never hear about the stuff that they're gonna buy. You hear about everything that they're not going to buy.
Yep.
Yeah, exactly.
Like they're seriously looking for a reason to not play games. Like, that's I don't know.
They seriously look for a reason not to buy the games. Yeah. It's like every single thing. Oh, it's downgraded. Oh, when you prove it's not downgraded. Oh, it's
that was mentioned, by the way, on Tuesday. People thought that game was downgraded. I was like, wow.
Yeah, they're saying that now. Yeah, they say that now. That's the movement.
No. I that wrong already with Last of Us.
He downgraded Joel's face because he's older.
Yeah. No. I played the first game. I mean, not the first game. I played the first trailer, the one that everybody was saying looked better, and then I put it side by side with the other trailer.
Yep.
And I said, show me the downgrade.
I was watching that live stream, bro. That live stream was so fucking good. I wish I had a whole bunch of accounts to like that shit because it's very underrated. It's underrated. When people do facts, it's like it never gets appreciated. As like you said, if somebody's up there hating or ranting like BG, ranting about how bad Naughty Dog is for not adding multiplayer, but the facts of that day, people were saying it was a downgrade. And the game didn't get any credit of all of those animations, like hiding in the grass, crawling. Yeah. That's something new for The Last of Us. The fluid animations.
Squeezing through doors.
Yes.
Through doors and all that crazy shit.
Jumping over the banister of the in the window to go down to the lower floor. Yeah. Every enemy has a name and a small backstory of who they are. It was really.
To add on to like all the things you just said there, man. All this stuff has to be taken into account for the multiplayer. And not all this stuff is going to be in there. I can guarantee you, the prone will not be in the multiplayer. Because could you imagine people just prone in grass, like camping, like?
And that would be funny. I would love to see Call of Duty fans do that.
They've got to suss out these little things here and there. Like it's not as easy as what it was with Last of Us 1, where they could literally just make, perks, some maps, and some other things on top, and then just stick it into the multiplayer.
Before we get up out of here, this is what I personally want, okay? Nobody else might not feel this way, that's cool, but what I personally want as JayTechTV, I want co-op. I want wave-based co-op going up against human enemies as well as clicker and infected enemies. I think that would be so awesome. Do I think they're going to add it? Hell yeah. It is one of the most requested things for Uncharted 4, and they added it. And like I was telling Big Money, when they added it, they gave it to us as a free update, and they did not charge us for that. And then when you got on multiplayer, if you finish the co-op, and you finish like high levels of the co-op similar to Crushing, you got like stars and shit by your name, like a badge of honor. So people will know, hey, shit, this dude's some fucking tough shit. It was awesome. What was it, 3-player? Was it 3-player or 4-player? It was 4-player co-op, right?
3-player.
3-player, okay, it was 3-player. Man, you know how much fun, like Big Money and Sick and Human were saying, it would extend the hype. Whenever they bring it out and they have that mode, bro, you know how many people will still be talking about The Last of Us?
Uncharted 2. I think Uncharted 2 had it, didn't they? Yeah, they did.
Yes, Uncharted 2, 3, and 4. 4 added it late.
Mission though, wasn't it? Uncharted 3 had missions.
Yeah.
I don't know if I don't remember.
It was co-op, but it was mission based. It had similar to a little bit of a story. Wave by wave. I don't know. I mean, I've always wanted The Last of Us to have that. Clearly, we got waves in Days Gone, but we didn't get the co-op. It wasn't no multiplayer, which, as you can see how many characters are in Days Gone, and we all know the information that came out where it was supposed to have the multiplayer. It would have been a perfect game to have multiplayer. And people might have liked it a little bit more just because of it. I can't wait to see what they're going to do, man. I cannot fucking wait. But it's a lot of games to play for that wait. Concrete Genie, Death Stranding, those are confirmed on my list. If you don't like exclusives, you got fucking Call of Duty. You got Need for Speed Heat. As gamers, bro, we should be happy, man.
I don't even want to talk about how much I got, and I'm just on the Switch alone.
Exactly, man. The Switch alone has enough games to carry you through the rest of the year, including Pokemon is coming out soon, right?
Pokemon, Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion 3, yeah.
That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Yep.
That's the one I'm picking up.
They bought, if you like the Professor Layton games, we got that in November.
There's a yokai game coming out, right?
Yokai Watch 4.
Yup. And look, I heard for the first time it's coming to PS4 in Japan.
Yeah, because the sales were so bad on the Switch. They opened it up to put it on the PS4. So we're waiting to see if it comes to. We're waiting to see when it's coming to the West.
Well, and then again, this is another game that's on my back catalog list. I will be buying it. Ni no Kuni 1. If you don't know about it, if you didn't play it on PS3, you're in for a treat. If you have a PC, Switch, or PS4, it's $40 now. If you wait later, it's probably going to be a little bit cheaper. I'm telling you, if you like Pokemon and you've watched those movies like Spirited Away, that game is powerful. Not only the gameplay department, but in the story department and the visuals. And I'm hearing it's going to be 1440p 60 frames per second on the PS4, as well as native 4K 30 frames per second option. Definitely get that. Nino Kuni was really, really awesome, man.
Yeah, it came out Friday.
Yep.
Oh, wait a minute.
It came out. It came out the 19th.
Yeah. It came out Friday before, because this Friday was Dragon Quest.
Yeah. Man.
Yeah.
Just, if you're a gamer, man, I'm happy. I'm a little irritated by all the bitching, but I'm not at all upset with Naughty Dog. Like we can't rush this shit.
It's news that'll settle down. It just will.
Yeah, it'll definitely settle down. But when they bring that shit out, like Sick Humor said, man, people's minds gonna be blown. I definitely believe a lot of minds are gonna be blown, and they know how much people love the co-op. And that's all they gotta say. Last of Us is gonna have co-op as well as multiplayer. You will have wave base with normal enemies and clickers. People will go crazy, just for that. They will they will lose their minds.
Well, they went crazy for Joel. We don't even know.
Yeah, I know. They went crazy for Joel, man. People went crazy for Joel.
Do y'all realize, right? People bought The Last of Us for the story. People love The Last of Us.
That's what I did it for.
Because of the story. They love it because of the story. The multiplayer is an essential part of the game because they added it and because it picked up so much traction and because it extended the life of the game that they just can't go without it. Like, you have to put it in there. Definitely. But the actuality, in all actuality, think about it. When people found out that they loved that game, it was after they played the story. People could tell you from beginning to end how that story went, what happened, what was the things that really broke their heart playing the game and shit like that. It wasn't, oh man, I got X amount of kills in Last of Us. Now, people did create those type of experiences after the fact, but the fact of the matter is, people love that game because of its narrative.
Yeah.
But the multiplayer on The Last was is quality. I ain't gonna lie.
You know what? I was playing that shit for 3 hours, man.
There's no slouch, yo.
That shit is crazy, man. Just the teamwork, me, Ryan, Yella, bro, with the people was running around with bow and arrows and shit, setting bombs and traps, sniping. And then you know what I loved, Sick Humor? The maps. The maps weren't that much of a difference from the maps we experienced in the single player, and it was amazing. They were very detailed.
I'm just gonna say as well, man. Like, when it came down to that game, like, one of my favorite things about that game, right? I mean, it was probably one of my favorite DLCs last generation was Left Behind. That DLC was
it was different. It was really different.
Like, one of the reasons why I bought it for the remastered is because it was a complete package, but also it was, performance-wise, it was obviously better, and it was just, it was so nice to play that game again on PS4, but also replay Left Behind, and, it was that sense of multiplayer, like, Sikima said, like, this game was designed for that story. That's the first thing that was in their minds when they were when it was a pen and paper idea. And then when it came out to be like this thing, they're like, you know what, we should have multiplayer. And then, listen, we know Naughty Dog are not bad at multiplayer games. I mean, they're not the best at the shooting mechanics, right? But they're not the worst. But the thing is, like, they deliver on those experiences. And if I'm being honest, Factions was a huge surprise to people because, again, no one knew about it. It was just out of the blue. And after when you played a great single player narrative and you went on to this thing, it was a sense of just such an easy contrast. It didn't feel different in any way. It played the way it did on the single player, but it just limited certain things, which weren't a bad factor, like the listening mode or whatever. It was great, man. Like, I have no disrespect for the fans that are voicing themselves on Twitter about this multiplayer. I have no animosity against these guys, right? Just don't be toxic to these people.
Yeah, man.
Look, be vocal.
These people are humans too, and like you said earlier, Adam, they work long ass hours, bro. Like, look, just let them do what they gotta do, man. Because, like I'm saying, I think a lot of people would be more pissed off if information came out, not by them, that we're getting The Last of Us in June specifically because the multiplayer wasn't 100% ready and they wanted it to ship together. I think people will be more pissed off if you were getting this game in June than February.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way, right? Like, imagine if, right, Naughty Dog came up to you and said, "Hey, listen, we're going to be making the next, like, Naughty Dog game, right? Do you want to come and work for us for, like, the duration of it and, like, experience it?" And this means, within that, you're experiencing the toxicity of, like, you know, basically people on social media talking to you, saying you're doing shit wrong, da-da-da, and just experiencing the whole workload as well as that on top of it. And then when that game comes out, get like an understanding of how these devs feel like going through a development of a game. Because,
honestly, if they feel that way, man, like I always tell everybody, you don't have to sit back and take abuse from people. Cut off Twitter, my nigga, or block these people, mute these people.
I mean, you're playing Borderlands, right? Randy Pitchford is a great example of this. When somebody voices their thing about his game, he will come at you. And like the team, like what's it called again, the communication team, like there needs to take Twitter away from that guy, because some of the shit that he said, like when it was leading up to Borderlands 3, was really bad. Like he was calling out the original voice of Claptrap, some ex people that apparently weren't there. He also stated some other factors.
Well, who are you talking about?
Randy Pitchford, like you know, like some devs that have lashed out at the fans have been under major scrutiny because apparently they're supposed to have this professional aspect of themselves, which obviously yes. But if you look at the people that are talking to them, like it is that sense of like, you know, do you just turn off social media and just go dark, or do you just take it, or you know, do you just go the other way?
Sometimes you got to though.
Do you just
there's that one developer, I can't remember who it was, but he said, you know, there is a mute button.
Yeah, sometimes it works, but sometimes it don't. I'm sorry.
I mean, but he was like, you know, there is a mute button.
No, and if the mute button don't work, hit the block button.
A block button.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's it. I mean, how I see what's his name, David Jaffe, talk about like people on Twitter talking to like devs in such ways, and like he just talks to the point of like, you know, just block them, you know, just like these sort of people, if they're doing this shit to you, just it's as easy as just go and block, or just don't even look at media, like, you know, just continue with work, like, because other people, you know, we all know there's people on Twitter that like are literally on their phones, right, their computers, waiting for you to reply to them. They want.
Who's this fucking guy at Naughty Dog that has the good hair? Like, I want to know who he is, bro.
Anthony Newman, if you got highlights.
Arnie? Yeah, the army guy? His name is Arnie.
Arnie.
Arnie. He got the good hair. He works for Naughty Dog, and, bro.
Why are you monitoring this guy's hair? You want to copy his hairstyle?
No. I just, every time I'm scrolling down, this guy follow Giants Call Me and Joel. He keeps retweeting all of his stuff, so I keep seeing this shit on my timeline, and I'm like, this dude got fucking hair, man. Shit. Damn, man, it's fucking crazy.
I don't know, watch out for JayTech, man.
Watch out for me. Well, look, man, I'm about to go play some games, cause you know today's Sunday and I gotta go back to work tomorrow. So I'm gonna enjoy the rest of this weekend. Thank you, Sick Humor, Snow Bunny,
sir.
Adam. I believe Son of Sam will be returning.
Y'all don't get off for Rosh Hashanah?
Huh?
Y'all don't get off for Rosh Hashanah?
What's that?
Rosh Hashanah is a holiday, bro. I think it's in June.
I work for the federal government, and they don't care about that stuff, sadly.
I work in a dental office. They don't care.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well,
I wish I could. I wish.
Petition your jobs.
I wish. I know that we're getting off for Columbus Day, which I learned a lot of stuff about, and I don't know why we're getting off for it anymore, but it's okay. It's a holiday.
I was just going to say.
It's a paid holiday.
Yeah, it's a paid holiday, so I will take it. And I cannot wait because Concrete Genie could be out like the week after this.
You talking about the guy who found an already discovered freaking plate?
Yeah, I know. It's already in the history books. People already knew about this damn.
I'm getting paid on a holiday. That's okay with me.
Okay, guys. Well, I hope everybody has a beautiful Sunday. Adam, I'm going to talk to you in a PSN chat, and then after that, I'm going to watch some anime until my eyes bleed, and then I'm going to play some Monster Hunter. So, yeah.
Hey, I'm gonna
Thanks
go.
for having me, guys.
Oh, no problem.
I'm gonna go
That's
discover
actually
JTech house.
Oh God.
Yo, that shit is gonna be mine, bro. That shit mine, bro. I discovered it. Fuck. Anyway, yeah, like I say, I'll always send a message and say if it's okay to join because I'm never just gonna
Oh, okay.
jump in
That's
the
perfectly
Discord.
fine, man.
Yeah, just out of respect, you know what I'm saying? Because you never know, like if you guys are doing something and I'm not aware of it, I don't just want to jump in and be like, yo, like where the fuck this nigga come from? But yeah, that's the reason why I did it that way. Thank you for having me, man. It's been good. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Stardust, I see you. Jamar Bates, that's Misi. Shout out to the homies. Yeah, man, it's been real.
Okay, that's the show. Adam, you still suck ass. Let's get up out of here.
Hey, you get the fuck out of here real quick.